Hello everyone, and welcome to another Art of War paint stream. I am John Lennon, joined today by Mr. Jack Harpster.
Hello, hello.
Jack is here for his first paint stream, but he is the newest member of the Art of War team and our newest coach. So he's coming over here to paint, hang out, talk shop, do all of the normal, fun, and exciting things.
Just have a good old time.
How is everyone doing today? Dun, dun, dun. Hey, Matthew James, welcome. You are a beautiful person too. What's up, Shazzy Bear? Dun, dun, dun. Pop that out. What are you going to be working on today, Jack?
We're working on a big chicken. Order change.
Big frickin' chicken.
Big chicken. He's always going to be broken in my heart, even if he might not be broken on the table. What do you got?
I'm working on my Redemptor Dreadnoughts. These are the same ones that I was building last paint stream on Wednesday. However, since that time, I have had a good old weekend of airbrushing, done a little bit of paint work, and we are getting there. We are seeing the return of Gary the Snail and his Beast of Miracle friends as an anti-Dark Color meta. Yes, we are, Paul. Nick is actually busting those out on Thursday into my Ultramarines, and I'm very excited to see Gary the Snail on the table, and I'm very excited to take Gary the Snail off the table when I'm done killing the rest of his army.
You know what's deeply sad? He doesn't have Gary the Snail now.
He doesn't have Gary the Snail?
He doesn't have Gary
he took Beasts and not Gary the Snail.
He took Beasts, he took 14 Beasts, and he took a Great Unclean one.
Disappointing.
100 and some points of summoning, but not enough for Gary.
Oh, tragic. What's up, Adam Lane? What do we think of Girlyman's rules? I love Gulliman. I think that he's a lot of points being spent on one thing, which is not the move right now. But in general, he's really cool. He is not going to be in my Ultramarines list on Thursday because that list is going to be a successor chapter. But in general, love Gulliman. Just think he needs a little bit extra.
Somebody wants those reroll ones to hit, or reroll to hit.
I do like my rerolls to hit, especially on Overwatch.
Yeah.
Speaking of teams, Will you guys go to the Cali team tourney that was just announced in August? Kyle, tell me the name of that event and I will look at it. I was not aware that they have announced a new team tournament in August, so I have no idea. But in general, I like teams. I like tournaments. I have ambivalent feelings on California, but that probably leads to me going to a team tournament. Let me know, like, if it's a 3-man, a 5-man, what's going on, and we would definitely consider it.
That'd be fun.
I love team tournaments.
Yeah.
Best
Team
way to play the
tournaments are
game.
the best way to play 40K, for sure.
100%. Dun dun dun. Let's see here. Shazzy Bear says, hello.
Hello, Shazzy Bear.
New coach doing awful, lost 1,000 Sun Magnus. Chicken all weekend long. Oh, poor chicken. I'm sorry that the chicken was giving you trouble. When in doubt, shoot it more. And I understand that you may have shot it a little bit and thought that it wasn't going to work. The solution is always shoot the big chimkin more.
Yeah, you can also kind of ignore it. It's damage out.
That actually also works. Yeah. If you're willing to sacrifice about 2.5 intercessors a turn.
Oh, shush. We've had this argument where it's like, oh, Jack, big chicken isn't good because he kills 2.5 intercessors on average. And I'm like, you just don't see the big picture. I mean, he's not good for other reasons, but like, yeah.
Right on. Oh! Adam Lane was referring to the new Sisters equivalent. Ah, that's girly. Okay, got it. The new High Lord of Terra, Abyss. I don't know what her name is yet.
Do we know her rules?
We don't know her rules at all. However, I can tell you that I will buy one and paint one to the absolute highest standard I am capable of because I love her.
She is cool looking.
Not only is she cool looking, and also gold, and also, you know what? I just kind of like named characters. I'm a bit of a sucker for those. Most importantly, however, she has a spear. And spears are not popular enough in the 41st millennium. They're efficient. They let you strike the enemy from a range, but she also has a bolt gun to do that too, so whatever.
She has a spear. I thought she had like a sword thing.
It's like a big blade, but then she's holding the half of the spear behind her.
Oh, that's cool.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Big spear.
You win my vote on that.
Yep. Big spear gets my vote every day of the week. So I am very excited for the Abyss, who has a name after Abyss.
Right. I think she's a High Lord of Terra.
She is a High Lord of Terra who decided she didn't like paperwork and preferred stabbing people with a spear. And you know what? I appreciate that.
Same.
This like after I was filing my taxes, I also wanted to stab someone with a spear, so I deeply relate to this.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dun dun dun.
What do we got?
Let's see. John, what are your thoughts on a Space Marine build designed around MSU OBSEC and focused solely on scoring points, not interacting with the enemy's army unless it scores points or denies them? Not impossible to do. Honestly, I mean, Marines are jack of all trades. They can do anything pretty decent. Yeah. My question is, if that's the kind of army you want, why Marines?
Yeah, why Marines?
Yeah, Marines are just generically good on their troops. You know, like an intercessor squad beats up other standard troops, but it's really hard to go full on the MSU, so it probably could work. I would have to think about what sub-faction really supports that.
Black Templars are better at it because you have Crusader squads.
They are pretty good at that.
Crusader squads are just cheap.
Woo! RJ Arcadia says that it is 1 a.m. here in the Philippines. Well, we are glad that you could join us.
For however long that is.
All right. Frederick says, John, think about a second army between Sisters, Orcs, and Nids. Which one would you recommend and why? Not Orcs.
Sisters.
Yeah. Not Orcs, not because I don't like Orcs, but because I don't like Orcs.
Okay, yeah, same here.
Yep. Honestly,
Sisters.
This is hard because the right answer is Sisters.
The correct answer
is Sisters.
If you're looking for something else, then you came to the wrong chat. We're both huge Sisters marks over here.
But Tyranids were my first army. I love Tyranids.
Do you get Miracle Dice with Tyranids?
No.
I didn't think so.
Sisters, because of the new models that they're getting and the promise of continued support that Tyranid players have often dreamed of, I would say Sisters are a great army to get right now just because they have a gorgeous plastic model line. Honest to God, Sisters probably... With the new releases, they might be replacing Genestealer Cult as the best looking army in the game.
They really might. They are a huge pain to build, though. They're probably the most annoying army to build.
It's a difficult hobby project, but man, I love it so much.
Probably my favorite army.
Yeah, Fred, I would lean towards Sisters because they're very competitive right now. Will probably be very competitive for the future and have a really good looking updated model line. Tyranids, while they're definitely playable right now, they always feel like they're like 1 or 2 things away from being bad because GW doesn't frequently give them love, which is unfortunate. But from a competitive mindset, it's the answer Sisters. From a hobby mindset, that's going to depend on your own preferences, frankly.
Yeah, like you might pick Nids, but I would pick Sisters as a hobby.
I mean, I love my Tyranids, so. What do you think about the new Sisters line coming up? Anything there that might curb Drukari? I'm really hoping so. We haven't started getting any new rules previews.
It's certainly hard.
Hold the frickin' phone.
What do we got?
New rules for the lady came up 10 minutes ago, so
my
apparently
gosh.
I need to open my phone.
I know what we're talking about.
This is what we're going to talk about. All right. Let's... Oh, that's cool. 8 wounds, T5, 2-up armor save.
So movement
8. That's actually kind of cute.
That's not bad.
She's a demon prince. Which also implies that the other paragons will be movement 8, which excites me. 4-up invuln save, and a 4-up feel no pain against mortal wounds. Halves incoming damage.
Whoa! Okay. Oh, that's on the war suit.
This is the with all Paragon war suits. Okay. I think this may only be her, but that's still really good. Her lance is strength user, AP 2 damage 1. Oh, it is a sweep. Oh god. So it's either she's 5 attack space, so it's either going to be 10 attack, strength 5 AP 2, or 5 attack, strength 8 AP 3 damage 3 with mortals on 6s. All right. Good start.
5 attacks base?
5 base, so either 5 damage 3 or 10 damage 1.
Strength 8. That's
live reactions. This is spicy
really
so far.
Good, yeah.
It's either she has a cyclone missile launcher on her back.
That's not bad.
That does not hurt.
That's not bad. Character
she cannot be cheap. There's no way in the universe
she's
where she's
180
cheap.
at least.
I was gonna say there's no way she's less than 200. I mean, because look at this. Well, a friendly core unit is within 6 inches of this model. Reroll a hit and wound roll of 1, and that's everyone. That's not. This isn't order locked because she doesn't have an order. This is all core.
Oh boy,
really good start here.
She's gonna be very expensive. Or the game's broken. But
this is even better.
What? Bring it.
In your command phase, select a friendly core or character unit within 6 of the model. Each time a unit model that you makes an attack, you can reroll the hit and wound roll. So she's a chapter master for hits and wounds.
Oh my god.
And is also the captain and lieutenant.
Oh my god. She's less than 250.
I don't think she will be, but I don't care. I'm buying her.
You think she's going to be a supreme commander?
100%. There's no way she's not.
She slaps.
That is
that lady
I'm getting one of those.
Yes,
only because I can't get 2. Dang. Thank you for
really
pointing out that I need to look at that. Yeah, Abyss Val looks insane.
I mean, they could definitely price her out at being competitive, but
I don't care. She's
it would
pretty.
Be hard.
I'm gonna buy one no matter
I'm
what.
gonna buy one no matter what. Mainstream double Abyss.
Half damage, not -1 damage, is very interesting.
That is.
So that's not very good into White Scars, but that's really good into a lot of things.
To White Scars, right?
No, because they're 1 damage +1, so it's 0.5 +1, and then you round up to 2 anyways. It's okay, but still, that's really strong. Yeah, wow, that is a thing right there.
That's deeply interesting.
I had a succubus solo and dunk my 14 wound chicken this weekend. That was pretty sad. I'm sorry, Peter. You did not deserve that, but the chicken did.
Oh,
what?
Okay.
Yep.
We're gonna have some real deep attacks on big chicken.
That's exactly that's what I'm doing for the next hour and a half.
Yeah. Undeserved too.
Yeah, 2-up, 4-up, half damage, and a 4-up film pending against mortals is really strong.
Really strong.
Ooh, John Aylett is asking, first time joining you on the stream, how does your coaching services work? Previously a member of the Vanguard Tactics community and considering options. John, so the way our coaching works is you can sign up on our website, theartofwar40k.com, for a monthly service with a coach. Basically, that will automatically include access to the war room, and then you, if you do the normal coaching, not the premium, the normal coaching, you basically get a call a week with a coach of your choice. You get to choose who your coach is, so you can look at our list of coaches. We have a lot available right now covering pretty much every faction in the game. So whatever faction you want, and I'd be happy to make a recommendation, you'll get in contact with your coach, usually by email, and then you can kind of move it to whatever platform you want. You can move it to Facebook Messenger, Discord, WhatsApp, whatever is convenient for you. Then you'll always be in contact with your coach, and you can call them. Again, we usually do about once a week, and they will help you with your progress learning the game. So whatever level you're on right now, if you're a beginner to the game, if you're a competitive player who's trying to get to that next level, either way, your coach is going to work with you and help you across that journey. They'll help analyze your playstyle, talk to you about your games, what armies you play, your lists, every aspect of the game. They will help you grow your own playstyle, and they'll help you refine it to just get better at the game. We have a ton of great coaches here, including brand new coach Jack Harpster over here. So whatever faction you have in mind, feel free to put it below, and I'd be more than happy to give you recommendations on what coach may be best for your needs.
Pair of hopping clippers.
Definitely. Yes, here.
Yes, because I have a glob of paint. Oh, not paint, a glob of glue.
Ooh, that's not good. All right, next question from Brandon McKenzie. Yeah, reroll one's a hit and wound. Oh my, she looks amazing.
Reroll all hits and wounds?
So, yeah, so she gives 1 unit reroll all hits and wounds. So Retributor is, my god. And then just an aura reroll one's a hit and wound for everyone else. Oh, that's so good. And that's core locked, but still, I am not mad about that.
I mean, that Sister's going to be an army where there's going to be so much core.
Oh, yeah. I would imagine they're going to get the Space Marine treatment, where if you're not a Rhino chassis, you're core.
Yeah, so it's all the Retributors are probably going to be core.
I would really assume so, yeah. New baby characters.
Repentia core.
Ooh, Michaela's in the chat saying that Sisters are the best. Yes, they are.
I agree.
100%.
Hi, Michaela.
Sisters Mad Mech will make Drukari look tame, so get on that train. Ouch. Captain Athenos, I am hoping that is not the game balance direction that the powers that be have chosen.
Because that's going to be if that's the case, that's a toxic meta for at least 6 months.
Sisters are about to style on everyone even harder than Drukari. I hope not.
I deeply hope not. I'm a Sisters player, but still.
Thoughts on Cataphront Breachers and Destroyers going to 2-up, 3-up instead of 3-up, 4-up? That's really strong. You know what? AdMech just getting stat buffs if their points stay the same. That's just a win right there.
Do we know their points?
We don't.
Okay.
Nope, we don't. Snivar asks, what armies does Jack play?
Oh, okay. So I play a lot. I just played Sisters. I played Black Templars. I'm playing Demons and Chaos some. Looking to play. I basically played every Imperium army out there.
As you should.
Filthy Xenos, though, no. They can stay away.
No Filthy Xenos?
No Filthy Xenos. I played Seer Council one time. And then they nerfed it, and then I'm sad. But other than that, a lot of Chaos armies, a lot of Demons, that sort of thing. Moving back into that, I used to play a lot.
Yeah.
And then pretty much every Imperium army except AdMech. Pretty much AdMech, yeah.
Right on. El Kukui is asking a continued question that I didn't see the first half to.
El Kukui,
but
Ferguson fan in the chat.
Is it normal for Custodians to score over a load like 78 or 80 points? Yeah, it's hard for Custodians to get to that full 100 because they don't have a ton of units, so they usually get a solid primary, but that 45 is hard without destroying your opponent. Same thing, their secondary game is a little bit weak, but they're also good at denying secondaries. So I don't think that this is a weakness, but I do think that Custodians will average a slightly lower score than other victorious armies. But because they're very good at denying points, I think it still works out for them.
Yeah, they do have good secondaries. Because their Wowie stands are amazing.
They can do a couple good ones. It's hard to find that third one, I think. But I mean, most armies have that problem, frankly. Very few armies don't.
Yeah, Dark Angels and
Dark Eldar.
Dark Eldar.
The dark armies, really. It's just if you're dark, you
yeah,
get
if you're
secondaries.
dark, if you're edgy, get those 45s.
Absolutely. If you wear a dress and have a little minion carry around your helmet, definitely good at secondaries.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how would you play a Chaos Space Marine list in this new meta? Do you think demon engines are viable at all? Matthew, you're speaking after my heart. I think if you went heavy on the Iron Warriors, you can make demon engines work.
I was actually looking at this
last
night.
There's some cool things, and as always, it relies on some nice combos with the Chaos Demon book. But like Iron Warriors have like an exploding 6s to hit.
Yep.
Aura for their demon engines, and then there's a Corn relic from the Demon Codex that's exploding 6s to wound. So you could have a demon engine that rerolls all hits and wounds, and every time they roll a 6 to hit or a 6 to wound, you make a new attack. And that just kind of adds up, and it's like, this is going to go somewhere.
It's the 6s to hit are an extra hit, and then 6s to wound are an extra attack, which can then be an extra 6 to hit, can be an extra hit, because it's not an extra attack.
It can get funky.
You can hit really hard. They can also get buffed up by the tally.
Yeah.
Like, Decimators with that are really strong. 160 or 180 if you want to take the Soul Burners.
Yeah.
160 for just a really good autocannon profile. Like a -2 autocannon that hits really hard.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good. You can take them as Nurgle if you want to get buffed up by Epidemius. You can take them as Khorne if you want to buff up their shooting. Not bad.
Yeah. Frederick asks, what would you recommend to purchase as a starter set, considering we'll get new units? So for Sisters of Battle, I would go get my bare minimum, just starting, I would go get 2 10-girl boxes.
Yep.
You may need more. Frankly, I expect you'll need more, but it's a good place to start. Just 2 10-girl boxes. A third is not bad if it's in the budget. I would get at least 1 rhino just to get something painted. Again, you will probably end up with more than 1 rhino, but I can't imagine a universe where you don't have 1 rhino. After that, I would say get a retributor box, and then a generic cannoness.
The problem is you don't know what heavy weapons are going to be good in the new book.
You don't, but I'll admit my policy was buy a lot of retributor boxes and just build all the heavy weapons. And also, if you've got the extra sisters boxes, you just have bodies to add weapons to.
That's true. That's true.
That was kind of my approach. But you definitely don't know what is going to be good.
Everything past there is
It's a bit of a bet, yeah.
Yeah.
But also you can buy things and then don't build them yet. Like the retributors, I would buy them because if you can find them, go get them, and they may be out of stock again soon. I would expect Sisters to be a very popular release that is going to very quickly reduce the amount of stock that GW has right now, which is probably already limited.
Basically, we're speculating on Sisters.
We're just speculating, yep. Can you imagine if Mortifiers get core? I wish, but I think no one expects that.
If that would be weird. That'd be very weird.
Yeah.
But weirder things have happened.
Weirder things have happened. Hi John, I took my custodians to a GT and went 2-1. My overall score was low, and I lost to Dark Angels. I was forced to take mission secondaries, and the mission versus Dark Eldar was 5. For Dark Angels was 5 objectives. Elkakoi, with pure custodians, I think that they are going to struggle a little bit with that third secondary. You can usually get a good engage in all fronts, and then often they're decent at like a domination scenario. But that third one, which is usually like a raise the banners or scramblers, unless your opponent gives up something specific, that one's always hard. That's why I really like having a guard ally. That guard ally can really help you get that third secondary.
Yeah. I don't hate guard allies. It's free to take an ally in custodians, so...
Yeah,
you just find something that buffs what you do, like AdMech or Guard are both good.
Do I think that there's play in the Terminus Assault Force, and what would a competitive list look like? As a matter of fact, Mr. Mark Perry actually played the Terminus S Force in our Streamhouse RTT. He ended up playing it into my Imperial Guard and Custodians mix, and we had a very, very tight game. I would definitely recommend going on our YouTube channel and just looking back in the videos for a Death Guard versus Custodians and Guard game. That list right there actually was very competitive. I was really impressed with its power. We had a very competitive game there, so that would be my recommendation for the Terminus Assault Force.
Interesting.
Orcs will take care of the Drukhari and AdMech issues. I don't know about Sisters. I have no idea what's coming for Orcs. Orcs is one of those books where you just don't know what's going to happen until it happens.
Yeah.
I have no predictions with
also
Orcs.
have no idea how people expect one army to fix a broken army.
You know, I don't think it will, but I think we're just going to have to decide when we see it, because like until that point, I have no idea.
That's true.
Kyle Norman actually sent me a link on Facebook with that team tournament, so now I'm going to look at it.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun. Opening. California Team Championships, August 7th to 8th. What is
DTC?
14 teams of 5 players. 14 teams means I'm probably not going to make it over to California for that.
Sounds about right, yeah.
When is this? August 7th to 8th. It might actually be the same weekend I'm going to Charity Hammer in Washington. So probably won't be making that one, but if you're in the area, and I know Kyle's relatively close, definitely recommend putting a team together because I think it's just the most fun way to play 40k.
Team 40k is so
Team
much
40k
fun.
is the best. It really is. Okay.
All right.
Let's see. What do you think of the AdMech and Drukhari matchup? Any tips or tech choices for AdMech? Honestly, if you look at Mark Hertel's list on BCP from the Dallas Open, that was one that was quite good into Dark Eldar. He had a very good overall win record into Dark Eldar.
Mm-hmm.
I think that since we're about to get a new AdMech codex, I wouldn't go out and try to buy new things just to counter Dark Eldar right now. But in general, getting strength 6 and 7 plus multi-damage shots, especially long range or indirect fire, is a really good solution to just popping an absolute bunch of
a wild amount
of raiders.
Yes.
We did have Johnny Lett say that he is playing orcs. Definitely Nick Nonavati, Mark Perry, or Brad Chester are all great coaches for teaching orcs. I do joke about orcs a lot. I actually don't hate them at all. They're really fun. It's just not my army, so Plus, orcs are a fun army to talk trash about.
I played
because
in
orc players
orcs so
always
many times.
yeah.
Oh my gosh! Back when they got their book for the first time and they were really good. Nick Navati, Nick picked up he picked up orcs, and I played into that list like I don't even know how many times. I hate orcs. I can't do it anymore.
You can't do it.
I can't do it. I played into that list so much. And I managed to get it to a 50-50 matchup, and just with my Gene Stealer Colt.
That's close enough.
that was about that.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. What do you think will be in the Sisters Combat Patrol box? All right, pure speculation time. Let's do it.
Okay, wild, unverified.
Absolutely wild and unverified. I have no clue at all. We're gonna say it is going to have 10 Sisters of Battle.
Yeah, that one's for sure.
This one's easy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 5 Seraphim.
Really?
I'm gonna say 5 Seraphim because the Piety and Pain box had Retributors in. I'm gonna say they're gonna go Seraphim here.
Okay.
And then it's going to be the plastic Canonist model, like the one that they did when the Codex released. So right now we're at 16 models. Then I think they're gonna do a Rhino.
Yeah, Rhino.
And a box of 2 Mortifier's Penitents.
I think they might put in the new Warsuit things.
No way. No way. They never put new sculpts in those. I would be shocked by that.
No.
It's possible.
Maybe that's just wish listing on my part.
I would buy so many of them. Thinking of buying a Forged with Contemptor Dreadnought for my brother's Raven Guard army when he graduates. Which 2 loadouts do you recommend? Snivar, the best thing about Contemptors is they are so gosh darn easy to magnetize. Yep. That kit is a joy. With that said, I would say Volkites are probably where you start. Get him a close combat weapon. Yep. Get him 2 Volkite guns.
Get maybe a multi-melta if you're going with the close combat weapon.
Yeah, multi-meltas are cute.
Yeah.
Or las cannons also pretty good. I would say a nice Raven Guard Contemptor. The Forge World one is beautiful. And definitely get a hold of Volkites and a close combat weapon. And then another gun of choice, kind of depending on what your brother likes. Multi-melt is probably a fairly safe choice.
Top Gun 2, probably.
Cyclone Missile Launcher never hurts. You won't always take it, but it never hurts to have.
Yeah.
Ooh, Matthew James is looking to get into demons. Any recommendations? Slanesh is the best. Tzeentch is the worst.
Okay, alright.
Khorne and Nurgle are also the worst. It's actually just Slanesh. Play Slanesh, that's it.
Nurgle's fine.
I mean, sure,
I haven't figured out a way to make it work.
You keep saying things that aren't Slanesh, and I'm just disappointed.
And they're fine. They're fine. They're good. They're beefy.
They do have the beef.
They
Nurgle
do.
has the beef.
You're wondering where the beef is.
Yeah.
It's right there. But you just need to make sure you find something that does damage and you put it behind the Nurgle stuff. Slanesh is quick. I just don't trust its staying power quite as much.
Staying power?
And
staying power?
Staying power, exactly.
I don't recall saying staying power.
Right. I know. I don't recall you saying that either. And that's kind of the problem if you're following along. But I like Big Bird. I've just never found a list where he fits because he's 270 points. But I keep looking for him because he could be good. You want to take... I mean, John's being very...
facetious.
Gracious right now and not saying anything about Big Bird while I'm talking because I know how he feels about Big Bird.
I do have feelings about Big Bird.
And then there are some things the demons don't do. Straight up across the book, like they don't shoot at all. The skull cannon, adorable. So you probably want to ally something in just to cover that ground.
It's reasonable. Got another question. Are Nids any good against the Drukhari? They have some decent indirect shooting and can do some melee. Seems decent. They can. We actually are going to have Drukhari into Nids not once but twice in the next couple of weeks. Both of them as a result of subscriber matches. Nids have the tools to deal with Drukhari. The problem is really going to be the quantity. Nids can kill any one thing in Drukhari, no problem. They're really good at reaching out and touching. It's just that they're prone to getting overwhelmed when there's too much to deal with. So as the Nid player, the onus is really on you to make sure that momentum doesn't shift towards the Drukhari player. If you can keep them on the back foot, you definitely have a puncher's chance. But to be honest, any game into Drukhari for any faction is never going to be easy.
No. I mean, keeping them on the back foot is the key for all of them. But that's just so hard because
Ooh.
they just spam stuff at you.
CPM says that they would put money on the new tank being in the patrol. CPM, I'd put money that it won't. Because GW knows we're going to buy it anyways. They're going to make us buy a combat patrol with other things in it. That's my guess. However, GW doesn't tell me anything. So it is a guess. Do we expect the warsuits to come with Cyclone launchers as well? If so, what role do you think they will fill in the army? No, Salvagon. That's because they've previewed the weapons on the warsuit. They didn't give us the stats, but they told us the names, and we can kind of infer it. Basically, they can have a twin Stormbolter or a twin Fragstorm assault launcher, it looks like. Basically, each warsuit is going to shoot about as hard as an impulsor, which is perfectly reasonable. Very decent for a warsuit, but it's not going to be a Cyclone.
You think they're going to be solo, or you think they're going to be a squad?
Unit of 3.
That's
they're sold in boxes of 3, so I'm gonna guess that they're a 3-man unit. But I could always be wrong there. It could be 1 to 3. I don't really know.
I mean, they could get the Armiger treatment, be a unit
That's
of 3
true.
and splits, but I doubt it.
Maybe, I don't know. Orc players can take the heat. Yes, they do have the best conversion to kit bashes. Orc players are always fun. Gary the Snail. I think Sisters players will murder each other over it. If the new box, oh yeah, it's gonna be great. I am so excited for everything about this new Sisters release.
Yes,
I am gonna go hard on it. Jack's probably gonna go hard on it
for sure.
Nick is gonna try, and we're gonna have to banish him back to Dark Eldar.
Mm-hmm.
That's what's gonna happen there. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, considering Nick swapped over to Dark Eldar for the tournament, he doesn't get to come over to Sisters.
I mean, I did too, but I do it for. I didn't do it for the streams, just for the dreams.
And the memes.
And the memes.
Yeah.
Memes and the dreams. Right on. Joseph Smeal has been trying some Terminus S, been having trouble with very shooting armies that clear poxwalkers very easily. Yes, that is exactly a problem, Joseph. I don't really know what the answer is. Unfortunately, with Death Guard, you really are limiting yourself by not taking any vehicles because it's pretty much impossible to put good shooting in. Even if you have a lot of command points to try and use Cloud of Flies, if they can kill Poxwalkers quickly, it's always going to be an issue. You could try to do more deep striking things because I know you can deep strike like Possessed and Plague Marines in this in that army, but I think that is inherently one of the problems is you make yourself a very slow, durable army, and a few armies in the game, Ultramarines come to mind, are actually shooty enough to sit in front of you and take care of you before you get there. So I think that's actually a weakness of the Terminus S playstyle, and I think it's by design. I don't know what they can do without adding a vehicle to help combat that. That would be a good question for a Chaos Clinic, though, in the Worm.
For sure, I'm sure they'll have some different opinions.
Now I want to see a Killacan kit bash to the new Sisters Warsuits or Penitent engines. 100%. Slapping a Grot into a Penitent engine would be hilarious, and I fully support any Orc player who does that.
Some kind of pun off of WoW, but I'm not sure how to make it. I'm not an Orc player, so I don't know these puns.
Mm-hmm. The Orc pun game is incredible.
Man,
it's the cringiest and the best. Yep. Yeah. So you're saying there's a chance for Demon engines? Absolutely.
Oh yeah, for sure. In Chaos, Demon engines shoot. They shoot hard.
Yeah, much harder than anything else.
Almost anything else. No, I think they shoot harder than the Moraxes.
Those rerolls they might.
Because they get reroll ones to hit and wound, and one of them gets a reroll all.
Yeah. Do you think Tyranids will get a Codex in 2021? August, I have absolutely no idea. Absolutely none.
You're hoping it does, but...
I'm hoping, however, they have previewed a Gene Stealer Cult model. They have not previewed a Tyranid model. At this point, I never choose optimism when it comes to Tyranids, and I just wait for GW to prove me wrong, which eventually they will. Because
I mean, they don't have to.
No, they will release a new Tyranid Codex. They will.
Okay.
I don't know the year. I don't know the decade, but they will release a new Tyranid Codex.
In April.
Yep, it will be in April.
2022.
Maybe. Maybe not. Ooh, Snivar is asking, could you explain the basing and consolidation rule for things like the Custodes Bike Captain? Yeah. So, very simple. If you are already in base contact with the enemy, you cannot consolidate. That means that if you consolidate 6 inches away from the enemy and you're based, doesn't matter. You still can't consolidate. This applies to Student of History. This applies to the Master Succubus. This applies to the Unstoppable Destroyer Shield Captain. If you're already based, you're not consolidating anywhere.
If they pile into you, are you allowed to pile in
If you're already based, no.
You don't get to pile. Okay.
Yeah, once you're based, you cannot pile in and consolidate. That is even if you have a rule that would let you not go closer to the closest,
You just don't get to use it.
You just don't get to use it.
Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah.
I hate letting my opponent play around my tricks.
I know. Joseph Smeal is going to try using a big brick of shooting marines, big brick of shooting termies with a Tollkeeper relic. That will definitely get some work done.
Yeah.
That will absolutely...
They shoot remarkably hard.
Shockingly hard. I've been impressed by it, because I've been on the receiving end. What is the best faction for a new player who wants to be competitive down the line? If you're a new player, Space Marines are generically a good army to play, because they're always going to have options. And they have a lot of new kits. There's always room to hobby. Now, if you don't happen to like Marines, totally reasonable. They're not for everyone. I like Marines. Not everyone does. Look at the armies and kind of think about which one is just aesthetically good for you. Death Guard is good for new players. Custodes, good for new players. If you're more of a Xenos fan, honestly, going with, well, maybe the new Orc release would be something for you. I don't know. But Space Marines Marines are probably the best overall if you're okay with the aesthetics of them. And if you hate Marines, don't go buy a Marine army just because I think they're the best starter army. There's options.
They have a relatively forgiving play style, and they have a whole bunch of different play styles in the different sub-factions. Like White Scars plays completely differently to Dark Angels.
Paul Jen asks, who's planning on playing the new Orc Squig Riders? I don't know. Nick is normally our resident Orc player. Sometimes Mark as well. So I'm sure one of them will, jump on the saddle, the Squig saddle, and they'll get that one rolling. I'm very, very interested to see the new Squig rules. Orcs are traditionally not my cup of tea, so I don't plan to pick them up. But the Squig Riders, actually kind of cool looking, so if they ever were a reliable faction, then I would consider playing Orcs. However, historically, they have been a very random and unreliable faction, which is why I've always steered clear of them. So
they really like their D6 shots.
Their D6 damage, the 2D6 strength, and it's just like, man, I'm not willing to wait and find out when I roll on the strength.
Yeah, you take a big unit, you fire it at a tank, and you roll 3, and you're just like, oh, I guess this is my life now.
Matt Laura asks, has Nick decided if he's going to the Maryland Open? I believe he is not. My understanding is that he is not. I don't think anyone from the Art of War is going to the Maryland Open. If he's still on the player list, then he should remove himself. Silly Nick.
Strong words coming from John over here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, can't get closer if you're already as close as possible. Yes, and even worse, if you're already based, you can't consolidate away from the opponent with any of the special consolidate rules. So if someone has that kind of stuff, base them so they don't fly around the battlefield. Oh, Snivar, I am very hyped about the new Guard Sprue. A little bit disappointed, just like a tad, that they didn't make it an entire new plastic kit.
Oh, this is just the guns, right?
It's just one of every special weapon, and then like 20 new helmets. And you know what? It's a good looking kit. I think it'd be a really good way to like denote command squads and veterans. However, since my my guard army is not Cadians, I'm probably not going to end up picking it up because I already have all my special weapons set, and I don't really need the helmet variety because I use Brood Brother bits for my guard army anyway.
Yeah, you make your.
But if I was playing normal guard, I would be very, very excited about that because it is a good upgrade sprue to have, and I'm glad they're giving something to guard. And I'm praying, absolutely praying, that this is somehow tied into a release, like rules for guard.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Wouldn't that be something? I have no inclination of any new guard rules coming our way, but I would be very pleasantly surprised if I were to find out about them.
Yeah, they definitely need a facelift. It's been a while.
Do you think Admech sterilizers have a little more play into Dark Eldar? Yeah, actually, they're really good into Dark Eldar. Those are the flying bats.
Those are the flyboys?
Flying bats with flamers. So I call them the Hellbats because I like StarCraft.
Right, yeah. So what do they do?
It's a 2-wound jump pack dude with a strength 4 AP 1 ignore cover flamer. They're decent in close combat. They have a strat to trap infantry in close combat.
They're pretty
cool.
Good. That's not bad. Yeah.
They're very generically solid.
How many points
a
in the squad?
Little bit. It's 95 for 5, and that's a little bit
That's
high.
a little pricey.
They have a built-in redeploy. Like they've got all of the things you want them to have. I just want them to be like 2 points cheaper in the context of Admech have so many good fast attack choices, but they're definitely not bad. So
they're good. They're definitely like make your list and then just like here are the points left include 2.
Yeah. Paul Jan has 3 orc halves of the Prophecy of the Wolf box. You know what? That's a great starting point for an orc army. And especially with that new box set that they showed off, I imagine that the Art of War gang is going to end up getting a couple of those if I were to make a guess. Dun, dun, dun. How is Big Chicken coming along? Very blue.
Very blue.
Ta-da-da.
We're going for blue body, and then the feathers are going to be purple, and then they're going to transition out and have like maybe some green on the tips.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun. How are Mr. Dreadnoughts coming along?
Dreadnoughts are coming along wonderfully. I'm actually doing a little bit of a dry brush on a Dark Eldar, but the Dark Eldar is on the base, perhaps a little bit underfoot, this Redemptor Dreadnought, so I promise I'm painting this Dark Eldar for the right reasons.
Yeah, you gotta send a message.
It's all about sending a message. If I'm playing Death Watch, I need every Dark Eldar player I play against to understand that I'm purely here to kill Xenos.
You need to know your intentions going into the game.
Yeah.
Make it clear.
Right? Gotta show those Dark Eldar players what's what. Death Watch, definitely the fluffiest army for teaching them a lesson.
I mean, how many points are you looking to pick up with Dark Eldar every turn?
Yes.
Yes?
Depends. What do I have line of sight to? That many.
That many.
Unfortunately, that's true. It's just probably a lower number than I want.
Yeah, they're fast, man.
They're fast and sneaky and also spiky. Here we go. That's a nice little purple dry brush on that. Yeah, armor's looking good.
You making it look like Nick's Dark Eldar?
Yes.
I
I mean, that is what I do.
mean, I'd be disappointed.
It's alright. My D. McCarran has a Marine on the body on the base that is very toothpaste looking, specifically to call out Nick's Marines.
The green ones?
Ooh, big question from Snivar. Does Jack play StarCraft? Jack, what you got?
Not yet.
Not yet? Well, it's not too late. We can make it happen.
Yeah.
Jack and I have been playing a little bit of Smash together. He is much better than me, but that's okay, because I just started that.
Yep. The Duke.
Oh, the Duke.
Man,
what a board game
If you see a random board game called The Duke,
quality.
but buy it.
Quality right there.
Amazing abstract game. It's great.
Dun, dun, dun. Ben Woodcock. Would a 3 Catan list and Blobs of Warriors scare Drukhari? I don't think Drukhari are very scared of the Catan because mortal wound output into Drukhari is not very good. They have cheap wounds, and also they don't have a lot of things on foot, so though most of the mortal wound powers are not hyper efficient in Dark Eldar.
They're all in tanks. That's the problem. One tank just eats your entire turn of mortal wounds.
It's and to make things even worse, Dark Eldar have a lot of different ways to do mortal wounds in various phases, and they're very high damage output.
They also have the Slith and Urgle, the Court of the Archon, and those don't care about. They don't care about the smites at all.
Yeah, so I don't know if that would be the best approach into a ye olde Dark Eldar.
I don't think it's bad. I mean, you're going off the idea that they can't kill them.
But I think they can.
I think they can kill them. I think it takes them a little time. I mean, well, hold on. Darklands. Bing, bing, bing. 3 wounds each. Then you heal 1.
So then there's 7 wounds each. Then you do like some
Darklands. Yeah, it's like 3 turns before they can go in and just pick them up in combat.
But there's always the threat of some of the lists that have like a flyover strat. Because then like a Reaver unit can do mortal wounds in the movement phase and the charge phase.
That's true.
And then
also you can't charge them because liquefiers will do 3 wounds out of sequence, then you die.
Oh yeah, that's also it's a tough one. That's a tough one. Dark Eldar are full of problems.
I think Siegs was experimenting with some transports of his own.
Mm-hmm. He liked having the OBSEC transports and the weight of warriors, and I think that is actually a very good approach to Dark Eldar. They actually had a very competitive game. That's Mr. Siegs and Mr. Nick the other day of Necrons into Dark Eldar.
Yeah.
Yeah, into the list that Nick and I took to the Dallas Open.
Hello,
Josue. Question, should I get some models for AdMech or wait for new AdMech codex first? Getting models for AdMech is probably not a bad idea, just because, again, GW stock is probably going to explode the second we get new rules and everyone decides they want to play AdMech now. So that would not be the worst idea if you don't have them already and you really want to play the army. Again, get generic troops, the generic HQs, get but don't build a couple of the plastic vehicles. Like if you get a plane and maybe 2 Scorpius tanks, there will be a loadout for those that is useful, almost guaranteed.
There's also the you don't know which troop you're gonna want.
Yeah, I wouldn't build it yet.
No,
maybe build them but leave the heads off because that's the real difference. It's just the helmet. But get it, stock up. Maybe paint a couple troop models if you want. But I wouldn't commit to anything just yet. Timothy Taylor asks, is a second Mana Core worth it if I cannot give a full payload? I'm allying Knights and Guard with 2 Megaris and 4 Lightning Morax. I'm just not sure what to put in the Guard.
Why can't you give it full payload?
You can give 1 full payload per command point.
Right.
And the other one you have to replace your Warlord trait with.
So what, just make it your Warlord?
because if you have knights, they go into detachment, they cost 6 CP, and it gets refunded by a knight warlord.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. 6
yeah.
DP as a warlord is a
6
pretty good warlord
CP.
trade.
I think that's one Manticore business right there, by the way.
Yeah,
One
2, I
Manticore.
don't like Manticore.
No, I think
it.
1 is fine.
I'm not the biggest fan of Manticores with it, but
I like them a lot, but I don't like them without full payload.
no.
Deep 3 damage is no longer what I'm worth. No longer worth investing in.
No, thank you. And that 6 damage hunter killer.
Oh, God bless him. God bless him. Ugh, when I popped them both out and just popped 2 mech guns with those, I was like, yes. Damage 6. Bang, bang. That was great. Yeah. Alrighty. Where are we with this? He's looking good.
Yeah, where you at?
Base is looking pretty good. Honestly, everything's just about done on these dreadnoughts. Just a little bit of might go back and do a little bit of detail work on the front. Was there an
You could do some edge highlighting on those too.
Yeah, that's the last step that I would probably do. It's just on all the panels. I'd have to get up and get some paint for that. John, what's your take on the state of terrain in 9th? Should it be standardized? I feel like you want to be competitive. You need 2 to 3 armies to fully capitalize on terrain. I do think that it should be standardized, but this is where we have room for optimism. GW has announced 3 new events. 3 events coming: Warhammer 40K, GW run and operated tournaments.
Hallelujah.
And they have not announced when, to my knowledge at least. But it looks like it's going to be New Orleans, Orlando, and Austin, Texas.
Orlando, you say?
In an unknown order. Yeah, Orlando. That's convenient.
That's right next to us.
Close to home. We're going to that. And
Yes.
also New Orleans, because those are both really short drives for us.
New Orleans.
We're literally right in the middle of New Orleans and Orlando. So we're just doing those 2 easy. And honestly, probably Austin, too. I'm hoping that they are going to have a very clear standard of terrain at the event and something that can be emulated for other tournament formats so that we have a competitive standard for 9th edition.
I think it's in the nature of TOs sometimes to like their own.
I get it, but like when there's no standard, everyone likes their own thing. If there's ever a standard, then, well, hopefully people would adhere to it.
Yeah.
John, should I bring a battalion of guard for more troops or patrol for the same list with the 2 Megaras and Morax? I think a patrol is probably fine. You just want a couple guardsman squads to screen, but you don't need to screen every turn. And when guards the ally, it's actually very easy to just hide like two guardsman squads behind a wall, just move them into position when you need to. Maybe you have a Scion squad deep striking. But guard HQs are so cheap that going to battalion versus patrol is not a big deal either. I'd say start at a patrol, and if it turns into a battalion because of how points work out, I would not feel bad about that. More troops is more better.
Yeah, I mean, you could also start as a battalion and then just feel free to like look at it as an extra like 80 points you can just cut.
Yeah, if you need to. Because like honestly, if I take a patrol, I'm not going to take the 1 troop. I'm going to probably take 2 to 3 anyway. It just, if it happens to fit in a patrol, I'll save the command point over the bat. All right, on. Yeah, I think we're good. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Siegler.
Oh, what a kind man.
Look at this class.
Oh, look at that. Is that the Dallas Open's Best Sisters of Battle Cup?
Where's this camera? Where's this camera? You can't really see it.
You cannot. They can see the fleur-de-lis. Yeah, there you go. That's a little bit. Dallas Open 2021.
Dallas Open Best Adeptus Sororitas over here.
There you go. I have a Drukari one.
That could have been you if you played Sisters.
It could have been, but instead I have a Drukari one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Best Dark Elder at that tournament.
Might as well have just printed first place on it. Best Dark Elder. Same thing. Do y'all remember the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cartoon from the 90s where they used the sewer monsters as pizza toppings and it was delicious? Those monsters looked like nids. Cody, I gotta be real with you. I don't have memories of the 90s. At least not many. I remember a t-ball practice from 1999. That and an adventure in a swimming pool are the only 2 things from that century that I remember. Because I wasn't very old at the time. Not very old. Having played real-time strategy games on a semi-pro level, this is Lawrence King, I wish TOs treat terrain like maps on a ladder. You know what? That would be a very, very interesting way to play 40k, and not in a bad way. I would love to experiment with that, where maps were specifically assigned to deployment zones. And that would be really cool. Like, that would be really, really cool if they could do that. But with physical terrain, I understand it's logistically a little more difficult. But I would love to play an event that tried to do that.
Yeah, I mean, people are getting better about having standardized placement for different deployments, and that's nice. I
That
do
is
like
true.
that.
That is definitely getting better. Hmm. Yeah, I agree, Lawrence. That'd be a very cool way to run the game. All right. Silly Drukari on the base. How dare you oppose the might of my Death Watch? These are these two Redemptors that I'm painting up right now and putting the finishing touches on. Really, I expect to have them finished during this paint stream. They are the first two models for the Streamhouse Deathwatch army that we have talked about for like 3 months. This was once Nick's army, and now it is mine.
Very briefly.
Very briefly, it was Nick's, and then Nick like threw it in a corner and like didn't claim it at all. And
It's a lot of work, John.
yeah,
Yeah,
way too
I
much
mean-
work.
Not every army is Dark Eldar, okay?
Yep, which he also didn't paint, but that's okay.
True, that would be Golden Globe Gaming.
Golden Globe Gaming. John, how do you feel about a Blaze Cannon Caladius to hold backfield objectives? Survival can I hit on the radar, or is it still too expensive?
Is that the one with the 2 big shots and the
I
multi
like
shots?
the Iliastis much better.
I like the multi 2 damage,
Yeah.
specifically against Dark Eldar.
It's much better into Dark Eldar for the stats, so I would always rather have that.
Like, you can math hammer the damage is probably roughly similar between the two of them into a Raider.
Yeah.
But one of them hinges on your opponent not rolling 2 5-ups out of 2 dice, and one hinges on them not rolling, 3 5-ups out of, like, 8 dice or something. And I'd much rather just give them more dice to work with.
Absolutely. Lawrence King is mentioning the great and late Jeff Robinson, who was, of course, the pinnacle of the hobby. And you know what? I miss him too. Jeff was a wonderful guy. Actually, all three of us, me, Jack, and Richard, had good talks with him at the last BAO, where all 4 of us were in the top 8 together.
Yeah, that was a fun.
That was a
tournament
good
in
event.
Retrospect.
It was, yeah. Oof, getting all misty here.
That was also the first time I met you guys.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
It was. That's
We invited Jack into our loving arms.
Yeah, and then I
that's-
never left again. I'm being held captive in a Warhammer factory.
Yeah. Yeah, Lawrence. Honestly, yeah, I think that that would honestly be a really good way to play it. I would love to see the game evolve to that point. I think having like different maps as different levels would be amazing. I don't know how to practically implement that, but I'm not a big event TO, so I imagine there is an answer. And I would love if we could get to a spot where we could actually put that in, because that'd be awesome.
I mean, the hobby is growing, and at some point,
The hobby is growing, and as long as it continues to grow, we're going to have to find more and more solutions to the small problems just to make the game better and better.
Yep.
Alcohoys asks, John, why Redemptors instead of the Volkite Contemptors of the Death Watch? First of all, both.
Yeah,
which is-
why Porcano does.
Yeah, Porcano does. However, the real answer is that Redemptors are great, and most Marine armies I like Volkite Contemptors a little bit better, but I like both. But the big thing with Death Watch is that they have that 5-up invuln relic that applies to all core units, which includes Redemptors.
Same reason I'm including them in my Black Templars list that you will see on the War Room on Thursday, is because I have a relic in Black Templars, gives core a 4-up invuln for a turn.
For a turn.
for one turn, but
Yeah.
if you're tabling your opponent, what do you care?
Exactly. But yeah, the Dominus Aegis, I believe, is the name of the Death Watch relic in question. But it's awesome. It is absolutely freaking awesome. And just having a 5-up invuln on the Redemptors really helps. However, any Death Watch list I write right now will have multiple Dreadnoughts, and it will have at least one Redemptor and at least one Contemptor in
I
it.
feel like that's every
Guaranteed.
Marine list you're writing at the moment.
At the moment, yeah, but my White Scars don't take Redemptors. I will say I do have another Contemptor that I am going to be painting up in Death Watch colors. We just started with the Redemptors. Nice flat surfaces was a good place to start with the airbrushing. But I'm very happy with how they're coming out along. And we will definitely be getting a lot of Death Watch painted up to run a full army with them. Because that is the goal. I don't want to just have a patrol of Death Watch. I want an army.
We also saw, was it Oliver Smith at
Yep. At Dallas.
at Dallas was running triple
Contemptor.
contemptor in his White Scars, and it was not bad.
It did work.
Yeah.
Credit where it's due. That did work.
That list was refined.
Keeping it
He
crude.
knew what he wanted to do, and it
30
did.
Vanguard men, 3 Volkite Contemptors.
Just go. Just
Yeah, you know what? I respect a list that's not pretending.
is it good? Take 3 of it. There we go.
Snivar asks, John, will my Custodians list be the same as last time? Yes, I'm going to run the same army as last time. I really like that list. I want to get a couple more reps with it before I try to change it. I was very, very fond of that one. Let's see. A couple questions. Are Iron Hands the worst Marine chapter? And in my opinion, no.
That would be Imperial Fists.
That would be Imperial Fists.
Yes.
Imperial Fists feel like they've got the least going for them. Crimson Fists, better than Imperial Fists. Such a sad state of affairs.
I think that's just because they have more non-useless rules. Not by a lot, but...
Yeah. Let's see. Ben asks, if I join the War Room, where would I find the content? Is it on YouTube? No, it is not. It is on our website, theartofwar40k.com. You can get all of our content there. We do have a Facebook group and a Discord. However, you can find all of our content on our website, so you don't have to have accounts with those websites. It's just a fun bonus if you have it. You can join the community. So you just log in, and we have a calendar where you can go in and view different events, as well as tags so that you can sort by things that you want. And we do cover the meta all around the world, including Europe and America. Right now, we don't do a lot comparing the differences between Europe and the United States, because a lot of European countries are not holding events right now. But we do cover European events when they're held. Especially the UK isn't really holding anything right now. So as those, as those start to open up, when events are held, we absolutely do cover European results as well.
Yeah, I know your European lists tend to be weird looking, to my at least compared.
Salvagon asks, do you think there is a genuinely good Drukharian Incarn list that is not just an Incarn carried by a Dark Elder army that could still win 300 points down? No, and there's a reason for that, and that is because you cannot put the Incarn into a Dark Eldar detachment. You cannot do it. You can only put Drukhari units in a Drukhari detachment. They have a specific rule, I believe it's titled Weakling Kin, that says that you cannot do it unless it's all an all Yunari detachment, which means that you're going to lose power from Pain. And at that point, you can still do a good Yunari list, but it is no longer just Dark Eldar plus Incarn, because at that point, you are giving up a lot. So I would rather you go even less on the Dark Eldar, like an allied detachment, and then a whole Yunari, maybe even an Eldari detachment, just to get the Incarn, because the Incarn is pretty cool, but it's a very different army at that point. Let's see. Lauren says that we should try it in the player house. Like, you'd roll for a GT mission, but then roll for a train setup. Honestly, that would be kind of cool to just like make formats for like light terrain, mid terrain, heavy terrain, and then like roll off. Like if we like made like 9 maps with our terrain where some were specifically heavy, some were specifically light. That would be a cool thing to do. The question is, do you make it each map has an associated mission? So like you make a map for every mission, and some of them are heavier, some of them are lighter, or do you make 9 maps and 9 missions, and then you kind of overlap them for 49 or 81 different combinations, things like that. These are that would be a fun thing to try, honestly. Ooh, Sniper wants to shout out how much he appreciates Jack's silky smooth voice. His toddler fell asleep almost instantly, 5 minutes into the last War Room battle report.
I hope you didn't fall asleep though, because.
Yeah,
putting toddlers to sleep, that's great, but I don't want to put our valued War Room members losing out on our games.
El Kakoya, my last Custodians list was 2 Talamon Dreads, Trajan, 3 Galatus Dreads, backed up by a Guard battalion, with a couple company commanders, a couple plasma squads, 2 Manticores, and some infantry. And I really liked how that list plays so far. I'm going to be playing it again tomorrow on this YouTube channel at 1 p.m. Eastern Time into Nick Nanavati's Mixed Harlequins Drukhari. Yet again,
Harlequins in lowercase.
Yeah, yet again, Nick's Harlequin lists somehow added like almost 2,000 points of Drukhari. It's like, wow, strikes again, huh?
Yep. Yeah, I'm playing Harlequins, and nothing. Why you ask?
Suspicious. Dun, dun, dun.
6 Rackle Fire squads.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bucket of fun.
Just too much fun.
It will not be fun, actually. I'm lying.
You're gonna just shoot them off the board. I can see it.
Yeah, that's the plan. We'll see how that one works. But that is the plan. Alrighty, where are we? Dun, dun, dun. Any plans for Space Wolf videos? We don't have any Space Wolf games scheduled for the immediate future. However, we could always cycle them back in. Nick and Mark have both taken turns playing Space Wolves on our channel. As well, if you ever want to see a given army in action, at the end of every month, we do let the top 2 donators pick a match for the next month. So last month, I know Kyle Norman and I think Matt O got to pick games based on being the top 2 cheers. And I know Kyle chose a Tyranids versus Drukari matchup. And I believe Matt chose a Sisters versus Drukari matchup. So 2 interesting anti-Drukari games coming up. But if you ever want to see Space Wolves, top 2 donors every month get to pick a match. You could always you can pick the coach who plays the army as well.
Is that the one I'm doing? The Sisters versus Drukari?
That is correct.
Ooh.
I think Matto actually sent us a Sisters list that he wanted us to use in the matchup. But I did take a brief look over it. It's a good Sisters list, so not to worry.
I'm excited. No, it's good. I mean, Sisters into Dark Elder is an exciting game. Like, I played it a bunch, and it's very deep. It's very complicated.
Nope, it's definitely a good one. We haven't shown it off on stream much. This is going to be a really good one to cover.
I actually played Nick at Dallas with the Sisters into Drukari matchup.
It's a tough one.
It was a tough one, but it was a wild game.
Lawrence King says, I can design a map pack for you guys to try. It would dramatically change how people build lists and how people view matchups, i.e. Dark Elder where you don't have too large a piece of terrain. Lawrence, that is very interesting. Honestly, send us an email. Send it to contact@theartofwar40k.com. I don't want to make you do a bunch of work for nothing, but I am definitely interested in talking more about it. Probably more than I will on a paint stream. So again, contact@theartofwar40k.com. If you want to talk about that more, shoot us an email there, and we absolutely will get back to you. Sergio is in. Congrats on the Drukari win. Thank you so much. Did I understand you correctly? Do White Scars with +1 damage and melee work after damage reduction? I thought that wasn't the case. It is interesting. So the way it works is that you do flat damage modifications first, then you do half or double damage, then you do plus or minus damage.
Yep, it's the same as when you do strength or anything like that.
Yeah, it's the same as other
Thunderhammer
characteristics.
first and then the +1.
So like if you had a rule that said on a 6 to wound, this attack is flat 3 damage, for example, like a monster's rending claw, you would do that first. Then let's say you had a rule that was half incoming damage, such as this new Sisters character. But let's say that Tyranid model also had a rule, because it has Toxin Axe, where on a 6 to wound it's +1 damage. And you roll a 6 to wound, so it's 3 damage +1. So traditionally that's 4. If you hit like a Rhino, that's 4 damage. If you go into this Sisters girl, you're going to be 3 damage. Then you're going to have your damage, and you're going to be 1.5. The have rules will always say round up.
Yep.
So that will go to
They don't ever
2
want it to be
damage.
0 damage.
Yeah, they're always going to round up. So that's going to be, now it's 2 damage. And then the Toxin Sacks will be +1 damage. And you'll end up at a final result of 3 damage. Where into a Rhino you would have been 4, into a -1 damage you would be 3, and into a half damage you'll also end up 3. Now with White Scars, for example, you're 1 damage on a Chainsword, and you're 2 damage in Assault Doctrine. Pretty standard.
Yep.
If you go into a half damage, your 2 damage would traditionally go to 1. But if you're 1 damage with +1 damage, it's a little bit different. You're going to end up having your damage to 0.5. You'll round up to 1, and then you will add 1 to your damage to end up at a final result of 2. AKA White Scar 1 damage weapons are not going to care about -1 damage on this girl at all.
No.
It's a weird interaction, but it is actually clearly outlined in the rules that this is how they want us to do it. It just sometimes creates some scenarios that are weird.
Weird, yeah, because you look at it and you say 2 damage, and then you have it, but it's just not how it works.
Yeah, that's just not how they do it. Are Gene Stealers too expensive, or do they have any use? Yes to both. They are too expensive, but they still do have use. Bottom line, they're a very fast infantry unit that can do good damage. You do pay a lot for what you get, and they're relatively fragile for their points, which is a downside. But they are very good at the role they do. It's why they were so popular in 8th edition with the double Kraken list.
Do you want me to say 3 words that's going to hurt you like really deeply?
If it is Urgle one of the 3?
What about Pure Strains?
No. We're just talking Tyranid Gene Stealers here, not Pure Strains. We don't.
But what are your opinions on Pure Strains?
You know what they are.
I know.
Let's see here. Do a little bit of wash on the face of this. Ooh, John Sweet says, John, I'm currently painting Custodes, getting ready for an RTT at Gigabytes this weekend. As far as bikes are concerned, do you like 2 units of 3, 1 unit of 5? You're also running 5 Venatari. I actually like the 2 units of 3 here. Depending on the weapons you give them, of course. I think the 1 unit of 5 is just a little expensive for what it does. 2 units of 3 at least lets you spread your threats out a little bit, which I personally value a lot.
It does make your strats more efficient.
Does make your strats more efficient. But if you have Venatari, you're probably using a lot of the strats on them anyway. At least in my experience. But the bikes are definitely useful still. Oh, the big.
How do you run your Venator? Just units of 3 or?
I do a unit of 5 with the pistols,
Yeah.
so that it's 1 CP to double their shots, and you just get a clean 20 shots. Average, you'll get like 23 hits out of it.
Something
Pretty
like
good.
that, yeah.
It's pretty good.
Feels pretty good, yeah. I'm actually looking to maybe play a little Custodes myself.
I am trying to sell Jack on the Custodes hype train because I love my Custodes. I think they're marvelous creatures, just absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, and
Very
I
fond of them.
hate Dark Eldar, and I need stuff that doesn't die.
You know what? As long as we're all honest with what we're doing, I think that's pretty fair.
I got burning hatred in my heart, John.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do. Well, let's see here.
I will become the Unstoppable Destroyer.
Ah, yes, those are the words I like to hear. Except it's also me. I'm the Unstoppable Destroyer.
You're
Yeah.
the
Richard-
all-seeing annihilator.
Oh, that's true.
I'm
That's
the
true.
Unstoppable.
Richard
I was
is
looking
the
through that book,
Unstoppable
and I'm like,
Destroyer.
those sound
Can
familiar.
we play the Warlord trait for Jack?
I am the all-seeing annihilator.
Where's the book, John?
Supreme Creation.
It's on the
Gotta find one.
books on there.
Supreme Creation. I've
Supreme
already found it
Creation.
for you.
I suppose. Would you use Gene Stealers as a big blob or a small strike squad to hunt characters or MSU on fire objectives? I like the big blobs better. I just don't like to overinvest in them. Just because you get that +1 attack at 10-man, and that is such a big deal. Such a huge deal in changing what they do.
All right, Jack.
All right, hit me with it, Richard.
Number one.
Number one.
Champion of the Imperium.
Oh,
You play Big Chimpkin, so no.
I
Nope.
do. I played so much Imperium before,
But
but
you're-
yeah.
but
But
Big
now
Chimpkin-
I'm back to Chaos.
Peerless Warrior.
Ooh,
Acceptable.
I
This
like
is-
that
this
one.
is-
that one's good.
this
That
is
one's
allowed.
good. That one's good.
3. Superior Creation.
Superior Creation. That's solid. It's not Superior Creation. Superior Creation.
4.
4.
Impregnable Mind.
I will pregnate your mind.
No, let's avoid that one.
Okay.
5 is Radiant Mantle. And then 6 is the Emperor's Companion.
But you gotta have.
Those are very
friends.
suggestive names, Richard.
You-
I'm gonna go with, what was the warrior one?
Peerless Warrior.
Peerless Warrior. We're gonna go with I'm the Peerless Warrior.
Mhm.
I'll accept it. Shield Captain Jack in the house.
That's right.
Right on. Does Jack have a different take on Custodes than John? Also, in the last Art of War podcast, you skipped over Custodes. What do you think their answer to Dukari is?
I have very fresh and new opinions on I've been looking at the book for less than a day so far,
Okay.
so I don't have a lot of games under my belt like John does.
Mhm.
I like Caladius's
Don't blame
into raiders. They're good into raiders.
Mhm.
I like Aquilon Custodians. They're hard to shift. They're hard for Dark Eldar to shift. They deep strike in close. All things I like.
All things I like.
Shield Custodians also very good.
Hmm.
Trajan obviously very good.
Yep. All good things here.
Trying to go for an Oops All Guns.
Oops, all guns.
Oops.
I don't know if Custodes are the best army for Oops, all guns.
No, but 3 Caladius is a good start. Maybe ally in some of the Scorpius Disintegrators.
I do like
Scorpius Pew Pew Guns.
I do like Scorpius.
And then it's Oops All Guns.
Fair enough. Let's see. That moment when you decide what to paint next. Finished my 2K Necron list in a week, so now I need to decide Bolt Action, Winter Force, or Fire Slayers. I don't know much about Bolt Action, but I do like me some
Ooh.
crazy Ginger Dwarves.
I played Bolt Action. I played Russians. This was a while ago, so I don't know what's currently like the thing. But I played up a Russian Winter Russian army in Bolt Action. It was fun. A lot of a lot of scouts moving up the board, doing cool scouty stuff, T-34s, etc.
Very nice.
It's been like 4 years since I played that game.
Matt Laurie is taking 35 Jump Pack Sisters and 3 Rhinos. Am I faster than Dukari? No, but you're faster than almost everyone else. And that is still pretty darn good. I love Jump Pack Sisters right now. I think Flamer Seraphims are amazing.
The unit of 5 put in a lot of work at Dallas for me.
Yeah, I'd be very willing to
Wow.
have more than that on a list.
Not going to 30 like Nick is.
I'm not willing to go to 30 Seraphims. 30 is a little too rich for me.
Nick thinks he's broken the meta. Who knows? Sometimes when he thinks he's broken the meta, he has. and
He
sometimes
has in the past. So you got to take Nick's ideas a little bit seriously, but you also always have to put a grain of salt in.
Yes.
You never know what you're getting.
You could be getting literally anything out of Nick on any given day.
I love his Death Guard, all claimers with the fortification, and that disappeared real quick.
Wait, which fortification? The Malignifier?
Yeah, then they,
Is that why we bought one of those?
yep.
I think Nick should have to pay for that.
Great.
Let's see.
No, guys, it's good.
John, opinion on Endless Swarm. Tried it in a TTS game and it seemed like a fun thing to keep using to deep strike, to go back to after objectives. Unfortunately, I really don't like it because it costs reinforcement points. And I'm not willing to set aside enough reinforcement points to bring Gaunts back and also use CP on it, when I can just take the Gaunts, spend less CP to just reserve them and deep strike them the old-fashioned way, and not have to worry about waiting until my opponent kills a unit for it to be useful. I think it's way too situational with strat. I think it needs to be completely rewritten. When you compare it to like what every other recycling mechanic is like in the game, like Tide of Traders, Green Tide, whatever that stupid pox blocker thing is from Terminus Est, all of those are so much embarrassingly better than the Endless Swarm that I just cannot do it. What does your pure custodian list look like, John? Or should I always add some guard? Alkakoi, I always add guard. I mean, you can go pure. However, me personally, I am not a pure custodians player. I soup it up every time.
Yeah, there's very little reason not to.
Do we expect GW to nerf Dark Eldar soon? Man, you had me until that last word.
Soon,
I expect them to nerf Dark Eldar. Timeline?
Not soon.
I don't know. Maybe
It's 100% possible they don't tend to call their shot.
you usually don't, especially on things like this where they know the community is going to be impatient. Then literally every 12 hours, someone would post on the website.
Where's the nerf yet? Where's the nerf?
Yeah, so I get it.
I mean, I'm one of those guys too. Like,
Yeah,
don't get me
absolutely.
wrong. Where's the nerf? But,
Right before the Iron Hand nerf, there was a feeling in the community that GW wasn't going to do anything. Literally the morning of, there were podcasts being recorded complaining about how GW was ignoring this problem, and then they dropped an FAQ that was not enough, but definitely helped.
I think if I had to guess, because again, we don't know anything.
We do not.
No, but if I had to guess, I would say that they're going to release some mild nerfs.
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I'd probably say around ACO, but probably not in time for ACO.
Ugh, don't break my heart like that.
Yeah, but I mean, second stage of not breaking your heart is I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they did like a couple mild nerfs. But you know what? Honestly, as long as it helps, like when Iron Hands got their FAQ, their win rate dropped by a solid 10% at the weekend.
That would be
and
nice.
That
Yeah.
left Iron Hands as the best army in the game, but it left everyone else having a much more competitive chance into them, which is right now what I really want.
Yeah, right now it feels very oppressive to not be playing Dark Eldar into Dark Eldar. It's just it sucks.
Keith 8 NOC. Yes, you do still have to pay reserve points for the Endless Swarm. So it's 2 CP and also the 180 points to bring back 30 Hormagaunts. You have to have 180 points set aside for the express purpose of using the stratagem, and it's the only way you can use those reserve points. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that one sucks. If they kill your unit, you're just playing a 1,820 point list.
Yeah, like until they kill you, you're just down, and it's like, is it doing enough until that point? Maybe not.
If they wipe the unit, you can't even use the strat, right?
No, you have to wait until they wipe the unit.
Great.
Yeah.
So they could just leave it on a couple months.
Yeah, they just leave a couple Gaunts alive, you won't bring it back.
What happens if it runs away morale?
It's dead. It's dead then, yeah. But you still have to spend the CP and have the reserve points wish.
That's
not expecting a Gene Stealer cult level nerf. There's nothing quite like it. The patented triple nerf, but also they made it a quadruple to make sure.
Once it was a bad army, they were still like not good enough.
Yeah.
They must
pay.
Nobody will forget what happened here today.
There's literally just like a stone marker in like a burnt field.
Where Aberrants used
like,
to be.
Yeah.
Aberrants were my favorite unit in the
They
entire
thought
game.
they could challenge the Space Marines. Here lies their memory.
God. I remember.
And the ashes of their children.
I remember in a tournament, I had a friend of mine charge his Kronstellan, the whatever that gigantic crab thing is that shot really hard.
Yeah.
He charged that thing into a unit of Aberrants, killed 2, and then I picked it up. And he was complaining. He was like, "This is not right. That's crazy that happened." I'm like, "Let's walk through the math real fast." Yeah, you don't do anything to them.
Yeah.
But now they're dead. It's sad.
Yeah, I wish that they would like tell us what's coming, tell us some rules. I would love for them to nerf Dark Eldar sooner than later so that we know where they're at. Because I think that they can very easily rein Dark Eldar in to a point where the rest of the game feels comfortable playing against them, while Dark Eldar still remain a top 3 faction, which I'm perfectly okay with. Dark Eldar are very allowed to be a new book that is also very good. We've done this many times. I'm okay with this. I just want the gap between first and second best army in the game to be a lot more narrow.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, well, the only army you should be teching for is Dark Eldar, and you still won't win most of the time.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I hard counter Drukhari with my army, and by that I mean I have a 20% win rate.
Heck yeah, proud of you, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, I think I'm gonna glue the dreadnoughts.
Oh man, oh
I
boy.
think it's time. Richard, can you toss me that glue in a second?
Yes.
Awesome. Let's see here. Let's put some palette of witch flesh on the witch. That seems like the right paint for the job. Gotta have a witch on the base of your Death Watch so that they know.
So
We will continue across this Death Watch army to incorporate Fallen Dark Eldar.
So that when we look back
We'll remember why we
in
painted
a
this
year
army.
from the Dark Eldar slave mines,
Yep.
we will remember this time. Wasn't that
The
great?
year is 2024. Admech will be released in April. Or Codex is about to come out. The Sisters got a Wife Dwarf supplement. Drukhari have not yet been nerfed. Oh.
The only way we know the Lord of Terra's, whatever her name is, Morven Val.
That's true. That's
the only way we know her rules is from being released alongside the model.
Fantastic. She doesn't have points, though.
No, no points.
Power
So
level 0 on the app.
She's only from, you can only take her in Unbound in casual games.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's a bleak future right there, folks. I just want to know when we're getting Admech.
It'd be nice to have a roadmap.
I understand why they're reluctant to commit to dates, considering what has happened the last couple times they have, so I won't hold that against them. But also, it would be really nice. Let's see.
Anything from chat?
Looking pretty quiet there.
Well, you guys got to get on that. Give us some things to talk about.
How's Big Chicken coming? We got contrast for days over here.
We got contrast for so many days right now. We got
that's
big
a
purple
lot
wings.
of blue.
If you look, the wings are slightly two different shades of purple. You would never be able to tell, unless I told you.
I can see it.
We're
Slightly
getting,
different.
We're getting some gold on the armor.
Oh yeah, gold armor or was a good start.
I tried the gold that was over there, and it turned out to be red,
Ooh,
like that.
oh yeah, the very reddish. Oh, that one really needs to get shaken up for literal days.
I tried. You know, I put that thing in a rock polisher
Yep. Put it in the back of Nick's car for an hour or two.
because I tried mixing it with that, and it's still.
I hope something's done with Dark Eldar. Yep, you know what? That would definitely be helpful. Which of the supplement codexes runs close combat venerable dreadnoughts the best? Space Wolves.
Space Wolves, 100%.
Space Wolves, 100%. If you want old style box knots, Space Wolves, definitely.
Yeah, they're the only ones who have like good box knots.
Yeah. Which HQ and troop should I get? I have a start collecting and 1 box of Skutari. I would snag 1 box of the Rolly bots, like the Breacher Cataphrons, just because the stat changes for them look really good, so owning them will probably not be bad. You may not use them in every list, but if they're getting better stats, the trend so far for new codexes has been better stats, same points, at which point that will make them a very viable option. Yeah. When will we see Jack Custodies on stream? That depends. Jack is very new to the idea of Custodies, but if he continues to dive deeper into them, we could get that on schedule in the future.
Absolutely, yeah.
So jury is out. We will see when that happens. Grab a nail polish shaker. Yeah, honestly, I should do that. Or duct tape it to a power drill. Done. Ugh, you're gonna hand me that? I don't want that.
This one works worse with resin.
What?
I'm working with resin right now. That one works
I
better.
don't want that one. I'll glue it later.
Where's your other one?
I don't know. That's why I'm blaming Nick. I assume you would lose it. I don't know. Finalists, what do you think? 2 Megara, 2 Lightning Lock Morax, 1 Morax, Free Blade with Lightning Lock and Claw. Gar Battalion, 2 company commanders, 1 infantry, 2 Scion, 2 command with plasmas, a platoon commander, and a full payload Manticore. Not too shabby.
Yeah,
I like that,
right.
Timothy Taylor.
Shoots hard.
Ooh, here's one for you. From Peter, Jack.
Yo,
Other than Drukhari, what was the worst matchup you had for Sisters at the Dallas Open?
Okay, let me think. I had 4 Dark Eldar games.
Yep.
So
There were 4 others, and you won
4.
them.
Yes.
But what was the hardest?
The hardest was, let me see, I had Chaos Big Stuff. I had Hunter Nichols from the War Room with Custodies and Guard.
Mm-hmm.
I had Blood Angels.
Yep.
And I had Death Guard.
Yeah.
I'd say out of those, I think the hardest game was probably into Chaos Big Stuff.
Chaos Big Stuff?
I just ran out of ways to kill stuff halfway through the game, and I was like, oh, I gotta play the mission now.
Ah, yes.
Yeah,
Fortunately, sisters can do that.
I picked up Big Chicken, and I picked a Mortarion really quickly. And then a Lord of Great Unclean One somehow lost an objective to 15 Battle Sisters and 5 Repentia. Mostly just because I kept blocking him and obsecking on the objective. Yeah, they have 5 attacks. They don't hit super hard.
Well, we are getting a nice duo on stream on Thursday. Nick Navati is going back to Demons for 1 game, and we'll see if that lasts longer than that.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him.
Surprisingly good in the matchup was 2 Leviathan Dreads and Armon. And he was careful with them, and it was just hard to exist on the board after a certain point in that game. But managed to hold it and out obsec him and do stuff like that. So I would say that's probably the hardest one.
Okay.
What about you, John? I know you won all your games, but which one was the hardest?
Honestly, I think there was a Death Guard game that was the hardest.
Oh, that one, yeah, that was surprisingly close.
Yeah, I was stuff. That's the problem. Not having models left really put a damper on that game.
Yeah, if you had models left, though.
If I had models left, it would have been a lot better.
Yes. Yeah, that is the killer.
All
right. John, besides submission-specific secondaries, which one you usually take as default 3rd secondary with a double Dimmick Heron list?
There is no default, unfortunately. So you really have to be on your feet with that one. So I usually will take, Walrus Cindy Fight is kind of a fallback one. I just have to play very differently when that's my plan.
Tim Pinney has commented $5 super chat.
Whoa, thank you
He's
so much.
commented Tom Pawnee.
Tom Pawnee.
So I'm confused. Who's commenting? Is it Tim or Tom?
Tom Pawnee.
It's always Tom.
I have all these giant transfer sheets that don't have any. These are dark green. I'm just trying to find a nice Crimson Fist logo to put on the Dreadnought, because that's kind of the color I painted the shoulder pattern.
What do you think about Raven Guard with the IG part of your Custodies list, John?
I think that Raven Guard are actually the best chapter to break Pure on it. So if I'm gonna break Pure and lose Doctrine, I think Raven Guard are the one that you want to do.
I think Black Templars too on that too.
Black Templars could do it as well.
Yeah.
Raven Guard have a lot of cool things, and they don't need their Super Doctrine, and they don't need Doctrines, because you're mostly just going fast melee Van Vets and infiltrating shenanigans. And then you want, Rest of Imperium for the support. I think Raven Guard are actually very viable there. You can do some cool things, but I may add a little bit more durability to the guard attachment to supplement because of things like, whatever it's called. Ponies. Ponies are awesome. I like ponies.
Which one, the DKOK?
Yeah, DKOK ponies are amazing. It looks like the right size.
You know what I say about Deathcore?
I don't.
They're okay.
Hey. Let's see. What's up, Tim? Glad you can make it with us today. How was the BA fighty? I don't know what that question
I
means.
think it's supposed to be. I'm trying to figure it out myself. To be honest.
Yep.
I think it's Blood Angels.
Yes, but I don't know what the Blood Angels fighty is, so I think so. Yeah.
Don't.
Levi, if you want to restate the question, I'm happy to answer it. But right now, I'm a little bit confused. Not gonna lie to you.
Did you play Blood Angels at Dallas?
I played Blood Angels at Dallas.
Oh, you did. Oh, okay. That's probably what that means.
He
Then.
played against the legend himself, Sweet.
Oh, Sweet Lou.
I played against Sweet Lou. Yes, I played against.
How
Sweet
was the Blood Angel game?
The Blood Angel game was surprisingly hard.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's just I had more stuff. All my stuff killed his stuff.
Oh, that is the downside right
Yeah,
there.
Repentia are good, and then Meltas and stuff. Also, turn 1, I passed like 4 of 6 up invulns against Melta.
Oh, you brute.
Yeah, he wasn't happy about that. I wouldn't have been happy about it either.
That's a fair reaction, I think.
Yeah, I would have been big mad.
4 out of 6.
It was something like maybe it was 4 out of 7. He killed one of my vehicles, and he dinged up another. So it might have been like 4 out of 8.
It
4 out of
reminds me
7.
of when I was trying to kill Nick's stupid rhinos.
Oh yeah, for sure. You just can't do it.
He's like, oh, it's like I don't know.
Retributors, John.
Yeah, that also happened. Nick's saves for like the first 2 turns were god tier, and it's incredible. Let's see. Jack, how did the Arcos perform in Dallas?
They were good. They were really good, actually. I personally cut them from my list. You can cut them. They were good, but I feel like other stuff might be a little better.
Yeah.
I like Zephyr in the list because they give you some anti-armor stuff that isn't... Like, Arcos only kill so much stuff because they're AP1 and they're Strength 5.
Yeah.
And no rerolls to wound or anything.
That is the downside.
So they're decent into Dark Eldar, which is all important right now.
Yeah, that is definitely relevant.
But so are other stuff, and honestly, you can switch around a lot of the units in the list. The only stuff I'd say is like 100% necessary are 3 Retributors, 3 Repentia, and the character support.
And the character support. Yep,
Anything else you can switch around. You can swap out 5-man Zephyrin for another Seraphim. You can swap that out for Arcoflagellants. It's all great.
What is Jack's favorite army and why is it Sisters?
Sisters.
There it is. Okay.
It's so cool, all right? So you just have a ton of stuff, and Miracle Dice are so much fun to play with, and you can modify your dice. Anything can move anywhere. It's like you have so many options. How do you put together a winning strategy for your turn? And it's just a great time trying to figure that out. And they're also pretty durable.
They are pretty durable.
And great models too.
Refresh my paint
Great
real quick.
But that's why. It's just because you have so many options when you play the army. Like, the one thing that's keeping me off of Custodes is, like, I play Custodes, and then they just walk forward 6 inches, and then they shoot. And if there's something you're to charge, they charge it. And that's kind of it. Sisters, oh man, plays with it.
Love Sisters.
You can park around here, advance out of the Rhino, you can Miracle Dice this, you can Miracle Dice that. You can, trick I got Nick with, which is he charged his Slith and Urgle Brigade into my Canoness and my Palatine. My Palatine has a plasma pistol, so I overwatched and used a 1 from... He knew about this trick, and he swore it wouldn't get him, and then it got him. I used a 1 from Miracle Die to overheat and kill my Palatine, and then his unit fails his charge, so it can't move. My Canoness just gets to do whatever she wants.
You brute.
It was so cool.
I didn't realize Space Wolf, Dark Angel, Blood Angel supplements now. Who runs Venerable Dreads the best in the OG supplements? Probably Iron Hands. They have a lot of vehicle buffs.
Yeah, make it a character.
Yeah. Tim Pompani asks, Jack, I'm surprised to see you cut the Imagifier from your last Sisters list. Losing that +1 strength buff is oof.
Yeah, I mean, so if you look at the combat units I had in that list, I had Arcoflagellants that don't get the buff, and I had Repentia that don't really care about the buff, because Strength 6 wound to Strength 7 when you already have +1 to wound is not the biggest deal. It's not small, but it's not the biggest deal. And I wanted the points, and I didn't really see that many other uses for them, so I just cut it. You can put her back in, though. You totally could.
She's definitely not bad for the points. She's not very expensive.
Yeah.
I must have missed it. Why are Space Wolves Dread so good? The Wolfen Dreadnought for Space Wolves that you can just give it a Blizzard Shield, aka my Dreadnought's about the same cost as normal, but just happens to have a 4-up invuln. That
also sweep attack.
That makes a difference there. Also having a sweep attack in close combat, that is a nice healthy combination if you are trying to make Space Wolf Dreads work. Just
a variety of damage output, especially in combat.
Yeah, it's very good in combat, and it's very durable for the points.
Venerable Dreads aren't shooting anything really anyway. You give them like a twin lads and a missile launcher.
Like, I don't care about that. I don't care about those things. Alrighty, let's see here. Alright,
So what you got over there, John?
We are applying a transfer.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Nobody say anything.
This is very painstaking work.
John, what would you tech into a Nid list versus Drukhari?
Oh god.
Yeah.
I
saw that question. I'm like, I'm gonna make John think while he
Don't
does
worry,
this.
we got that matchup coming up thanks to Kyle Norman.
I'm gonna have to think about that one a lot, but I will be playing that on our stream shortly. I am excited for that game.
Why is it 200 bucks?
It might end up there. Genuinely, it might end up as just a horde of. I wonder if they can kill all of this.
Yeah, you do end up like wildly swinging between extremes when you're trying to counter Dark Eldar.
Yep, that is always the downside. 'Cause Dark Eldar are so generically good, you kind of need to lean into one camp or another to find something you're better at than they are.
Oops, all gone.
Everything in the middle, they are pretty darn good at.
Yeah, you can't out mid-range them.
Yeah, the problem is that they're better than average at durability, speed, damage output, mission play. And like, it's like, oh, well, what do they below average at?
Nothing.
Nothing. So you need to find an extreme and like really lean into that as part of your strategy.
Psychic defense, John.
Helmspite is apparently amazing for Nick. I did not use it this week.
He didn't use it in Dallas either.
Incredible.
His one story about how he used it was about how he didn't use it. Did you hear that, Richard?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so he comes up to us. He wants the helmet. You know how he wants the Helmspite in the list, right? He really wants in the list because an opponent got Psychic Ritual against him, and I mean, he lost the game by like 40 points, but Psychic Ritual is the reason he lost. Anyway, so he put Helmspite in the list because his opponent asked if he had a deny before the game, and Nick's like, no, and his opponent's like, I'm gonna take Psychic Ritual, and Nick goes, he wouldn't have taken Psychic Ritual if I had a deny. So he added a deny in for a relic. So we're going to Dallas. We're keeping track. John's added a blast pistol to the list that Nick doesn't like, and Nick's added a random relic that doesn't do anything to the list that we don't like. So we're keeping track of, oh, that looks really good.
Yeah.
So we're keeping track of how much each thing has done stuff. And for Nick, neither of them's done anything. For John, the blast pistol's gone off.
Yeah.
Like it's just killing everything now. It just
I did 5 damage to a Talon with this blast pistol, so I really don't want to cut it.
Yeah, so Nick comes up to us partway through the tournament, like round 6 or something. He's like, guys, I have it. The Helmspite did something this game. It matters. Keep it in the list. It's good. And we're like, I'm here for this. What did it do? And he says, all right. So I was playing against my opponent. I don't remember what power it was.
I actually have very good. Do you want me to take over?
You continue.
So he's playing against Death Guard, and this guy has a malignant plaguecaster who's wounded.
Ooh.
And when the Helmspite denies something, they automatically perils. So like a wounded Psyker, like best case scenario. And he's about to cast Smite with this Psyker. And he asks Nick, like, hey, doesn't the Helmspite like do something? And Nick's like, yeah, if you cast a spell and then I deny it, you perils. And this guy's got a tuned Malefic Plaguecaster. And he's like thinking about it. And he's like, man, I shouldn't cast any spells. And Nick's like, yeah, probably not. And then the guy's like, you know what? I'm going to do it anyway.
I'm doing it anyway.
And he casts Smite, and he fails Smite.
He rolls a 3.
He just fails Smite, doesn't reroll it, and there's nothing to deny.
And so John and I look at Nick and we go, okay, so...
So it didn't do anything at all.
At the end of the story? Like,
yeah.
This is a story about how Helmspite is good? He's like, yeah, it really is. It's really good.
Yep.
And we're like, it didn't do anything.
Like, the exact same scenario would have played out. Nope.
You didn't even keep him from casting the spell.
Nope. He tried anyway, and it just didn't matter. Incredible.
But it could have mattered, though. It could have.
It could have.
All right, looks like we got a super chat.
Thank you so much, Peter Goodfried, for donating $5. I played Big Demons and recently played the list with the 2 levies and Great Unclean One. I find it pretty hard to play the mission. Any suggestions?
Cut the Great Unclean
Cut the Great Unclean One.
Cut the Great Unclean One. He
What
has
if you
270
had
points and he doesn't do a thing.
What if you had 3 rhinos with a 5-up invuln, but instead of doing anything, it cost more?
And did even less stuff.
Yeah, but like, yeah, it's a Great Unclean One. But it's also slower.
And more durable, though.
And it can be shot behind obscuring terrain. It's not more durable. It's not more durable. I would rather
3 rhinos?
No.
30 wounds versus 18 with a 4 Philippine?
18 with a 4 Philippine. Okay, yeah. But then you're spending command points, not
you are, just to make him even less, to do even less stuff. But like, he actively makes your list do less things by including him because you have one.
No, it's so bad.
It's wild.
Cut
that and include something that does stuff. Like anything that does stuff, actually.
Hostway just brought a Tech Priest, Manipulus, and Cataphren. Is that a good purchase? Yeah, that sounds great. You know, an Advanced Theodemic Codex, just getting a little bit of everything. I wouldn't lean too hard into one thing because we don't know what will or won't be good, but a little bit of everything is just a good policy, especially infantry. It's always a good thing to have.
I get a bunch of Tyraxian and Scarred Rustalkers standing
Yep.
around. Just
You might
Richard
be
is
seeing,
waiting.
You might be seeing those on stream.
Would
at some
3
point.
squads of 6 Castellan robots be extreme enough? That's depends on what you want to do. And
you might still like. That's the point where you've skewed so hard that you just lose on the mission to them.
Yep. What relic do you take instead of the Helmspite? I actually still have the Helmspite in my list, and I'm angry about it because it hasn't done anything yet. I am.
He just doesn't want to have the argument with Nick every time.
I theoretically it could be useful. I just played 8 games,
Didn't even slightly come up.
Two of my opponents had Psychers, and I did not succeed in a Deny the Witch at any point across those games. I tried. I spent a CP reroll on Deny the Witch because, you know what? Literally same opponent as Nick, by the way. We both played against the same guy. He failed this. He cast a smite, rolled a 5 while he had a 2-wound Psyker, and I denied it, failed, spent a CP roll, still failed. I'm like, all right, well, this is not happening.
Wow, the Helmets fight sounds great.
Yeah, no, this is a good investment right there. What do you think about the Thousand Suns vs. Grey Knights box set coming? Have they said that it's a box set?
I think they said in the text.
Oh, well, either way, I am
That's
happy.
cool.
Those are both armies that could use more love. Grey Knights need some love. They need 2 wounds. Thousand Suns need 2 wounds. I would like us to get to a point where Thousand Suns have 2 wounds on all their Marines, and Chaos Space Marine players still cry because they don't. I'm just kidding, Chaos players. I hope you guys get 2 wounds. You deserve an FAQ to get 2 wounds on all of your stuff and 3 on Terminators.
I think Thousand Suns are cool as hell.
Thousand Suns are cool. Grey Knights are cool. More armies getting rules is what I want. At this point, there's not a single new army, that they could announce that I would be mad about because everyone needs new rules right now unless it's Dark Eldar. And actually, I want Dark Eldar to get new rules too.
I would like them to get their old rules, but in new versions.
I would like Dark Eldar to be the next Codex.
Yes, please. Please, DW.
Just try again. Re-rack. Let's go.
Can we please just not have to keep doing this?
3 units of 6 Castellans is over 2,000 points? Of course it is. Well, that's what... Don't do that.
Yeah, please.
Well, that's all I have to say is don't...
If you swing too hard into oops all guns, you do just lose on mission.
If it's not legal, don't bring it. That is the best way to lose a tournament.
2000 and... Yeah.
That's enough. The Castellans are insanely expensive. They cost more than an Onager Dune Crawler, which is still my least favorite.
Each?
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's like, hey, do you want a 6-wound robot with a lot of shots? That doesn't sound bad. It costs more than the 11-wound robot with a lot of shots.
How is that?
Oh.
How have people allowed that to happen?
No, more importantly, how do people keep playing them? I talk crap about Castellan robots. I love them so much. I hate them so much. They're so cool looking. I love the big rosy robots, but boy, I just think that their points cost for what they do is just... There's something is out of alignment there. I would rather have an Onager than a Castellan every day of the week. Yeah, and even then, Onagers aren't that good. They're just better than Castellans.
Yeah, it's just a unit that will kill things that your opponent has left in line of sight.
Yes, but you know what? It does it twice.
It does that 2 times.
Yeah, it's like, whew, sure does kill everything in line of sight.
Boy howdy.
Boy howdy. All right, we're gonna work a little bit on Senior Gabriel Seth because the Dreadnoughts are done. I'll just glue them afterwards. We're gonna, very simple, we're taking Gabriel Seth. We are giving him an Assault Intercessor body. Giving him a little bit of 11. We'll just find a generic dude who's running. Who over here is running? Yeah, good running pose. That'll do. Gotta get Gabriel Seth flexing. Hey, Richard, do you by any chance have any spare Blood Angel torsos? Like some good like torso armor? Like, you know, like the angelic ab plate? I just feel like Gabriel Seth should have like he should be ripped. He should have abs on his armor.
I don't know if I have anything extra sanguinary guard ones.
Dang it! Highly
Do they have abs? They have abs on their armor.
They, absolutely, they do.
Wild.
I know, right? I don't even have abs on like my normal skin, let alone my armor.
I would have abs on my armor.
Can you make Dune Crawlers better than Disintegrators? Current points, I think a Disintegrator is just better than a Dune Crawler. Faster, more expensive, but better shots, and has access to indirect.
Does the Icarus do anything to fly still, or is it dig update to aircraft?
That's fly, so it's pretty good there. I imagine that it will get the same anti-air update as everything else, but still pretty generically good at killing raiders. So the Icarus is not bad at all.
Anything that kills raiders is
anything that kills raiders you can make an argument for.
Yeah. If one unit kills one raider in one shooting phase and costs less than 250 points, you have my attention.
Happens, but
Caladius, kinda.
Yeah.
Kinda. It's swingy, but then you also have the second Caladius to put the strength 6 shots into it, so you're not investing too much.
Yeah, maybe.
If it kills raiders, you have my attention.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paying attention now.
Do you like killing raiders? Do you think the second is worth it for fight last and the ability to take a second court? Absolutely, I do, and that's because the court is the best unit in that codex.
Yes.
Period.
People don't know that.
People
but yes,
don't.
It's not just a unit for while we stand shenanigans.
It's also broken on its own merit.
It's a hyper durable. I lost the game to Nick at the tournament specifically because of the Court of the Archon. Everything else in his army is dead.
I had 2 games that I won specifically because of the courts that I would have lost without them. I'm very confident of that.
Literally everything else in his army was dead, and I just couldn't handle 2 courts with what I had left, and he just ran me over.
Those dark courts,
Those courts, man, nothing kills them.
They're a menace.
I either put the Squad of Repentia into them, or I don't kill them.
Top 3 armies over all your 40k years. Sniper, elaborate. I request elaboration. Do you mean my favorite? Do we think the most powerful over all my 40k years? Let us know. Do we think favorite?
I'm gonna go with favorite.
All right. What are your favorite 3 over all your 40k
I know one of yours and one of mine are gonna be the same. Gene Slayer Cults.
Which edition of Gene Slayer Cult?
8th edition?
7th edition is my favorite. I loved 7th edition Gene Slayer Cult.
I mean, okay, sure. I guess. I started playing them when their new book came out.
I played them in 7th, like the second they got rules. I just bought all of it.
I loved that army so much.
I loved that army so much.
I played it enough where I got good with it, and it was so much fun. Okay. But yours 7th edition. All right, what's your next one?
So actually, I don't even know if that's my top 3. So
Really?
let me think about this. Okay. So favorite armies cross 40k.
Seth want a bird?
I mean, I want a bird in general, so bird. Thank you.
All right, which is
All right,
best bird?
hold on. No, this one clearly because it can be included in a competitive game. All right, so best armies here. I really like things I had the most fun with. So throughout time, we're going in chronological order here, not my top 3 like actual favorites. I really liked my 6th edition Doom of Malantai and Turbogon army.
Oh my god.
I really liked that one. That was very fun. There was a small moment of peace before Jaws the World Wolf was released immediately after the Nid Codex that just ruined everything. But like that very small window was amazing. Oh no, that came out in 5th. Yeah, that's like end of 5th, early 6th. Okay. And Yum Girl Gene Stealers. I loved my Yum Girl Gene Stealers. Yum. That was a great list. Like that was like my first like love.
Dumb name.
Army. Dumb name. Such a dumb name. Really liked 7th edition Gene Stealer Cult. That was definitely my favorite army of 7th. Not even close. Much more fun than Flyer Spam.
Well, yeah.
The army I took to LVO 2019, which was Index Gene Stealer Cult, Kraken Gene Stealers, and 3 Vultures. That was my favorite army of 8th
You
edition.
enjoyed a list that had 3 vultures?
It was 3 Vultures, Index Gene Stealer Cult, because people didn't understand Gene Stealer Cult yet, because it was before the Codex came out, and because I was a hipster. And Kraken Gene Stealers, that was my favorite army of 8th edition. I loved that army. Wrote that list. That was like the first list I wrote that turned into a small net list, because like other people copied that at LVO, and I felt special. I loved that army so much. Then 9th edition, the old Codex Space Marine list I had that I took to Iron Halo, that list was a bucket of fun. I really enjoyed that army too.
My 7th, I don't really, 6th edition I think would probably, I don't really know to be honest, but 7th edition was Demons. I loved Demons. 6th edition too, Flying Circus was so much fun.
Yeah.
Putting your solutions to your problems was just like, oh, I have so many things I can do. How do I make this work?
Yeah.
Flying Circus was a ton of fun. 7th edition Demons were cool too. I loved Sense Star in 7th edition. I played that for like a year and a half.
Nope.
8th edition, probably GSC.
8th edition.
8th edition GSC was
high quality.
bucket of fun.
It was
And
a
in
bucket of
9th
fun.
edition, probably Sisters. Maybe Black Templars.
Sisters
Black
are pretty
Templars are fun too.
Sisters are pretty good.
Yeah.
No argument about that.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Do you think the new Dune Caller stats make them worth it? Neutron is D3, Strength 12. And I'm reading
I
this
need
for
to
me.
see the points.
Or the Eradication Beamer. Yeah, you gotta see points. If one of them's like 30 points more than the other, then that could flip it.
Yeah, we'll
That's
see.
the thing.
I
We
like
don't really know what's good until points come out, really. And we're
Yeah.
just kind of assuming points stay similar. But if they don't,
but that could be a unit that drops because it's been very unpopular with AdMech lists recently. So like this, that's a unit that could like go down. GW has to design a new Imperium faction called Florida. What kind of warlord traits, relics, detachment abilities would it have? First of all, the relic, of course, is the Molotov cocktail. However, the player must yell Blake Bortles at the top of their lungs while they're throwing the Molotov cocktail. But if you do that, it hits on a 2-up rerollable, and it causes D20 mortal wounds to any boat that it hits.
Why would they make a Florida faction when they already have both Nurgle and Slaanesh and Dark Eldar?
I'm surprised you didn't work orcs into that.
That's true.
You have
Orcs are
You
more
have not
British,
spent
though.
enough time on I4.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know, the new stuff with the cars, that's straight up I4.
Basically, I moved down to Florida to help. It's
Help.
Mad Max wasteland down here.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Dun, dun, dun. Let's see here. Chicken? Plenty of contrast on the chicken?
Plenty of contrast paints on the chicken. The chicken is contrasted to heck.
But how is it compared? I see how it's contrasted.
Compared to a grid and clean one, it does a lot of work.
Well, you know what? That's fair. I would say that about many things.
Grading on a curve.
Right on a curve. I'm trying to cut off the knee pad of a fine cast Gabriel Seth. There you go. That's just an exact knife wedge in it, so that I can glue this onto an assault intercessor to make it look a little more blinged up, because I want this guy to look
More like Gabriel.
like Gabriel Seth, while still not being a half an inch tall.
Do you think any Mechanicus Knights and Admech list would be good against Rukari? Yes.
Yeah, I think adding a little detachment of just 3 more axes, I think that's a great place to start. Cody's turned $5 to support the Florida faction rules. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Generic. Let me think here. More Florida rules.
Oh, boy.
Stratagem.
Excessive
Lifted
base tattoos.
No. Stratagem 1 CP lifted truck. All dedicated transports ignore the -2 penalty for going over difficult terrain.
Okay.
Yep, lifted truck. You got to include that. I mean, that's a staple right there. 100%.
Definitely would ignore dangerous terrain checks from.
I mean,
sixth and seventh.
if those existed, we would ignore it for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Not even a question.
You're ignoring it now, actually.
That's true. As I'm actively trying to cut myself an X-Acto knife. This will only end in disaster, but I'm trying.
It'll end in blood, John.
Someone's flesh tearing. The
Yours.
flesh will be torn by this. Gabriel Seth, why is your knee pad so thick?
Don't fat shame Gabriel Seth.
Excuse me, I am not. It is thick. That is all. Tastefully thick.
Least favorite armies.
Ooh, hold on.
Wouldn't play even if they were Drukhari strong. Well, I'm pretty sure John would have put Drukhari on that list.
No, I would not have. Drukhari are my favorite elf faction.
Tau.
Nurgle.
I've tried playing Tau, and it was like dropping a box of rocks down the stairs. Just nothing about it was pretty. It was bad. Me and Tau don't get along.
For me, it's Nurgle. I really do not get along with Nurgle factions. It's not that there's anything wrong with them. I don't like the aesthetic, and I don't like the play style. And
I don't like Glorblin, just Glorble.
I don't like Glorble. I'm not. I'm okay with the weird stuff. Tyranids are weird, but Death Guard is just not.
Not your cup
doesn't
of
do
tea.
it for me. Yeah, it's not my cup of tea.
It's very weird, but
what's it gonna take to make Horn Demons good? Is it just points? I think Horn Demons I don't think demons. I don't know. You can make Bloodletters Hordy. I just worry about making things so cheap that you spam them until it's unstoppable.
Yeah.
I think a little bit of durability to shooting, some buffs that work against shooting only because it's cowardly.
they
would be kinda
should.
cool.
Yeah. So the problem is they're not fast, right? They're a combat army because they're Khorne.
Yeah.
They're not fast because that's Slanesh's thing.
Yep.
They're not tough because that's Nurgle's thing.
So what do? We punch hard.
Except it's an early 8th edition book, and so it doesn't really punch that hard. Skull Taker is 4 attacks.
Yeah, it's this dude's not even an intercessor sergeant. Sup, Vought? Welcome. I think that they will keep Granites as I think that they will keep them firstborn. But you know what? GW likes to surprise me.
I mean, they came up with non-Primaris, decent-looking Chaos Marines.
Yeah,
Just give the same
doable.
treatment to Grey Knights.
It's definitely doable.
All right, Big Bird. What do you want now?
Dun dun dun.
Do you have brown? Right here.
Like a contrast?
Just brown, yeah. For like leather.
Yeah, we have leather brown. There's 2 of them on that table, and then normal brown paints. So the contrast is down there, normal's on the shelf.
Ooh.
Dun dun dun. Gabriel Seth. It's getting work done.
Immediately forgot what you said, but I assume this is it.
Yep.
Dark.
That's it. That's the stuff right there.
Is Richard working on Shast? Oh, really, or whatever?
I believe so. Yeah.
Oh boy.
I don't know why, but he does love his Tau. So who knows what abomination is coming our way?
Some kind of shenanigans.
There's always shenanigans with Richard. There's one constant life. It's the shenanigans. Let's see here. I need a good bald head for Gabriel Seth. Although personally, I think Gabriel Seth should have a mohawk. He doesn't. I just think that he should.
You guys excited to see the new CSM Demons rules from the upcoming Caradon book? I certainly am.
Bellicor is definitely a cooler than average for a demon.
Yes.
Character.
Well, I mean, I don't like the implications there, but
we agree.
that John's trying to throw out here. But yes, he is very cool.
Yeah, Bellicor is cool. So I'm excited for new Bellicor rules. I think that will be a nice little touch. And also, I think more rules to support a combined Chaos, Demon, and Space Marine army are only better. And as long as it's in the intended fashion, because I hate it when it's like, these rules were meant for demons, but they're actually best for Chaos Space Marines, because we didn't understand keywords in early 8th. It's like,
I
cool.
like all that stuff. The problem is it's not even that good.
It's hard to balance, so then GW like overcorrects.
That's true. Then,
And then it's
like, you know
terrible.
what you get? Cross-faction +1 strength aura. You like that? You like that? You like your +1 strength aura? Yeah, eat that. Have it.
And we're all like, oh, thanks.
A leadership 10 aura.
Cool.
Go wild.
Thanks.
Go
Buddy.
nuts with that.
Yeah, we're very grateful, GW.
Thanks, G-dubs.
Let's see here. Any armies you guys would like to play or start just because you enjoy their playstyle models? At this point, I've kind of already started all the armies that I like, but Sisters are the one that I want to spend the most time on that I haven't yet.
Yeah, that sounds
Because I have a lot of Sisters, but I haven't done a ton of hobbying with them as of yet, just because of time constraints and the realistic constraints of I need to get other armies ready for stream, and we already have a Sisters army. But I do intend to get my army up and running as soon as the Death Watch are done. That's when we're going to go very time-intensive on the Sisters project.
Heck yeah, we are.
Because I love my Sisters of Battle.
Sisters of Battle. Yeah. Sisters of Battle are
What
going to be
AdMech unit would you like to see on the tabletop more? I would love to see... I'd love to see more of the Onager Dunecrawler. I think it's a sweet classic AdMech model. And it's not one we see often.
Scutari Rangers, too.
What would you like the next 3 codexes to be after the ones currently announced? Okay. I'm gonna go Genestealer Cult.
Yeah.
God, they need it.
They need it so bad.
Chaos Space Marines. Let's update those rules and remove Death to the False Emperor from the game.
Whoa,
And
whoa. Give us
look,
2 wounds at
you,
least.
yeah. Give them good things. Remove the broken and skewed combos. Because Chaos Space Marines right now is like 50% of the time I'm god awful and 50% of the time I raffle stomp everything. And that's not a good competitive
That's
faction.
the False Emperor on 4s.
Yep, and then just like stares at them in Dark Eldar. Okay, die. It's like no, it's not fun. No, I do not think we'll see 2-1 Chaos Space Marines as a temp filler from the next book. I think that they should, and I think that GW won't because that's too much effort, and I don't know why they won't. I wish they would.
I don't understand it myself, but they're not doing it, so.
Yeah.
They clearly just didn't
Straw
do
Hat
anime for
Luffy. Would we pay for an Ox attachment of 10 Mars Flamer Sterilizers for access to Mars? I don't think so. I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I'd get to attach Wrath Mars because I expect it's going to get reined in similar to the old Salamander stratagem.
Yeah, it's just
very
feels like
soon.
thing they're not doing anymore in the game.
Yeah, so I would not get attached to that one.
It's just the mass mortal wounds on 6s and whatnot, and spiky dice, and it
They've
doesn't
been
feel like
removing
where
that for
they're
a
going.
while. Yeah. John, did you see Eric from the Brood Brothers podcast went 5-2 with pure genes called Dallas with Pauper Princes? I think it went 5-3, but yes, I did see that list. It's solid. I think the problem is that the ceiling of the list is 5-3, and that's just not enough to excite me. Like I think I could go 5-3 with the Genes They're Cold. I think I could maybe pull off 6-2.
I believe in you, buddy.
I like 8-0. so much better.
Oh, shush you.
And Gene's Thurcult does not feel capable of that right now. So I'm hoping that the new Gene's Thurcult models they've shown off will lead to a new codex, not just a supplement, because Gene's Thurcult needs to start over.
Yes, make aberrants great again.
Please. I don't think they will, but please.
No, they won't. They've been burned once, and that's enough.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't even broken. They were just, well, they were really good.
They were really good.
They were really friggin' good.
I have no objection to the statement aberrants needed a nerf.
They definitely needed a nerf. That's...
Yep, I will not complain if anyone ever says that to me. It's like, yep, you're right, they did. But did they need what happened to them?
No, that was not reasonable. That was not justified, GW.
No.
Look how they massacred my boy.
Exactly. GW was unfair and they were too harsh. Too harsh to the poor.
Did they deserve that? No. No, they did not.
Absolutely not. Alright, how is this going to work on a Primaris body? May need to extend that. If you think the Exploding Six's Warlord trait will survive for AdMech, I'm thinking not. Honestly, I would not expect that either. Yeah. 8 or 8, no, or don't bother turning up. I don't know about that. Has John read the new Alfarius book yet? No, I have not. So we'll have to do that soon. Alfarius and then Valdor Birth of the... right now I'm reading Valdor Birth of the Imperium. After that, I was going to read the new Luther book and the new Alfarius book. Those were the ones that were recommended to me out of that series. Those were ones I really needed to read, so I will probably get to those next. As long as I'm waiting on Warhawk, which I am 50 shades of pumped up about. I am so excited for the new Warhawk book. That's going to be amazing. Need a nice bald head for Gabriel, Seth.
Mm.
But I'm sure I have 5 million bald heads.
5 million angry bald
heads. I have 5 million
angry
angry bald heads somewhere in my memory collection.
Yeah, every sprue comes with just...
How do you think the Fallen will work in 9th? I have no idea, but I'm hoping it's good, and we're getting rules for them soon. And you know what? The Fallen are one of those things that would make me interested, nay, intrigued in Chaos.
Hands off.
I would be interested in the Fallen, and I like Iron Warriors. Those are chaos things I would be interested in.
You don't appreciate Chaos.
I don't, because Chaos is lame, but the Fallen are cool.
See?
Yeah, so that's why I don't like other Chaos.
You don't deserve
Valdor was good, says Tampani. Yeah, really, I've literally, I'm in the first, 50 pages. I started it last night. So, we'll give you deeper feedback on that later. But, I was told that it had some really good, foundation of the Imperium lore in it, which is stuff that I'm a big old fan of, so I'm excited to finish that one up. Alright, let's go, Seth. You can do it, buddy. Your arms can totally fit around a normal-sized torso instead of the tiny one that you have.
Look, I think the arms for the base Marines are big.
This just does not fit.
Does not fit.
I think I need to resculpt the handle.
Oh, that is sad.
It's like, this is just so...
You can't find an eviscerator anywhere?
I actually don't think I have an eviscerator. Nope. Yeah, we're busting out something there, because that's not gonna work.
Yeah.
That's the end of that. All right. Well, it is 3:02 p.m. and we are, I think, good to go here. So, as always, everyone, thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful hangout and hobby. We'll be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will be busting out my Custodes and Imperial Guard into Nick running his Harlequins. That's actually a Dark Eldar army. And then on Wednesday, we'll be back for another hangout and hobby. So come join me, maybe me and Richard, maybe me and Nick, maybe Richard and Nick. We'll see what the cards hold. But we'll be back, folks. For now, take care. Thanks for supporting us, and have a good one.
Have a good one.
Competitive 40K and become a member of the world's most knowledgeable and positive community.
The War Room is an exclusive group that brings together the world's best 40K players as coaches to help anyone from a newer player to an experienced tournament veteran learn, grow, and reach their goals within our shared hobby.
Each week we offer a variety of live stream coaching matches centered around illuminating the thought process and in-game decision making of top players. We explain everything we're doing and why.
You'll learn about the ever-evolving meta, match play mission theory, list making, and discussion of every faction in the game, and have access to analysis of all the latest rules. Our team of highly experienced coaches teach weekly clinics on each individual faction, strategy sessions on deployment and cool tricks, and meta-analyses each week during Meta Monday.
We are committed to not only providing the best knowledge for players available, but also building a one-of-a-kind community.
Come be a part of the War Room.